Update 1 of the South Indian Ocean's newest storm, Cyclone Claudia, which is the first storm that I've ever narrated for Force 13. Update 4 of Cyclone Evan. Update 2 of Tropical Storm Andrea, Tropical Storm Chantal, Storm Gabrielle, Hurricane Humberto, Tropical Storm Ingrid, Tropical Storm Jerry, Tropical Storm Cara, Tropical Storm Alvin, Tropical Storm Barbara, Hurricane Cosme, Tropical Storm Delilah, Tropical Storm Eric, Tropical Storm Evo, Tropical Storm Kiko, Hurricane Manuel, Major Hurricane Raymond, Cyclone Helen, Cyclone Lihar, Cyclone Phelan, Cyclone Alicia, Cyclone Amaro, Cyclone Bejiza, Tropical Storm Manji, Tropical Storm Usagi, Tropical Storm Wu-Tip, Tropical Depression Sepa, Tropical Storm Fito, Typhoon Danas, Typhoon Naru, Typhoon Francisco, Typhoon Crozer, Super Typhoon Hayam, Typhoon Sulik, Typhoon Rumbia, Tropical Storm Taraji, Tropical Storm Tarami, Typhoon Utoy, Tropical Storm Leapy, Tropical Storm Yagi, Tropical Storm Arthur, Tropical Storm Bertha, Tropical Storm Congre, Major Hurricane Gonzalo, Tropical Storm Cristobal, Tropical Storm Dolly, Major Hurricane Amanda, Tropical Storm Cristino, Super Typhoon Genevieve, Hurricane Isel, Major Hurricane Marie, Hurricane Odile, Cyclone Nanak, Cyclone Hudhud, Typhoon Neoguri, Typhoon Ramazan, Cyclone Nilafar, Tropical Storm Tapar, Tropical Storm Hagabis, Typhoon Fanfone, Super Typhoon Von Thong, Typhoon Halong, Tropical Storm Kalmegi, Tropical Storm Matmo, Tropical Storm Feng Huang, on Super Typhoon Yuri, Tropical Storm Sinlaku, Typhoon Hagapid, Tropical Storm Jiangmi, Cyclone Ola, Cyclone Nathan, Typhoon Mekhala, Cyclone Marcio, Cyclone Lam, Cyclone Glendo, Cyclone Eunice, Cyclone Chedza, Cyclone Carrie, its name is Barpo, Cyclone Bansi, Cyclone Olwyn, Tropical Storm Barbie with Super Typhoon Mesak, Cyclone Quang, Typhoon Null, Tropical Storm Anna, Typhoon Dolphin, Tropical Storm Carlo, Major Hurricane Blanco, Tropical Storm Linfa, Typhoon Chan Hom, Typhoon Nanko, Tropical Storm Halolo, Typhoon Goni, Hurricane Danny, Tropical Storm Kilo, Tropical Storm Erico, Typhoon Dejen,
Tropical Storm Martu,
Major Hurricane Joaquin, Typhoon Kopu,
Tropical Storm Chappie,
Major Hurricane Patricia, which is located off the coast of Mexico with winds of 200 miles per hour. Welcome to day 2 of the Atlantic hurricane season, day 18 in the Eastern Pacific. Update 5 on Super Typhoon Haiyan, which has strengthened over the past 12 hours or so, now with wind speeds of 190 miles per hour sustained, with gusts possibly as high as 230 miles per hour. Pressure of 895 millibars, and its current position is 10.2 degrees north, 129.1 degrees east, approaching the Philippines with some venom. Certainly the strongest storm we've possibly seen in years, and it will be the strongest landfall we've seen in years as well, with a Category 5 landfall on the cards for the eastern Visayas region. It's certainly going to be a catastrophic storm in that region near the epicenter of the landfall when it does occur in the next 12 hours. The storm will move out to sea over the South China Sea still as a strong typhoon and eventually make landfall in Vietnam as a typhoon. This is Tropical Weather Bulletin number 82 for July the 1st, 2014. There are 2 tropical storms in the Eastern Pacific right now, Douglas and Elida, which have both formed on the same day. 2 invests out there as well, 91L, which has a very high chance of developing into a tropical depression in the Atlantic, and 90W in the Western Pacific, currently located over the Micronesian Islands. Update 4 on Hurricane Arthur, currently located off the coast of North Carolina with winds of 90 miles per hour and a pressure of 980 millibars. Its position is 32.9 degrees north, 78.3 degrees west at 8 p.m. UTC on July the 3rd. The storm's accelerating off to the northeast right now and could make landfall in North Carolina, possibly as a Category 2 hurricane in the next few hours or even less than that. After that, the storm's expected to move on beyond New England and then possibly strike Nova Scotia as a tropical storm in 48 hours' time. Warnings in effect for all of those locations that are in the line of the storm at the moment, and it could turn extratropical before striking Newfoundland in Canada as well, before moving off towards Greenland actually in the the 96 to 120 hour period days 4 and 5. Update 3 on what is now Super Typhoon Hagupit, Philippine name Ruby, and what a storm it is already, with winds of 180 miles per hour and a pressure of around 907 millibars. Its position is 9.8 degrees north, 133.9 degrees east as of 2 AM UTC on December the 4th. Already a Category 5 Super Typhoon, and could even intensify further, rivaling the intensity of Typhoon Haiyan last year, and could even strike the same area that Haiyan struck last year as well. The track forecast is somewhat uncertain at this time. There looks like to be two scenarios, one of which being very, very similar indeed to the one of Typhoon Haiyan, and the other one for a slightly more northward track, but it appears at this stage that the storm will be possibly a super typhoon by the time it does reach the Philippines. And by my reckoning, we have reached the new year 2015, not only here in the UK but by the universal clock, UTC. Happy New Year! There's a certain phase in the life of a project where the experimentation is pretty much off the charts. That pretty much happened here in 2015 on Force 13. The year started off with Here Today, Storm Tomorrow, a nice looking feature presented by myself and lasting over 15 minutes on average. To the first ever episode of Here Today, Storm Tomorrow on Force 13. It's a Force 13 production that will be rounding up the latest storm activity as well as other features. Essentially, these programs will feature content that regularly... Still haven't mastered the green screen effect at all then, I see. It's such a far cry from what we see on Force 13 today, it's almost alien. Indeed, on the first ever Force 13 live stream for a storm, it was a whole 3 hours long, covering cyclones Lam and Marcia. Joining me was Michael Scott and Daniel Hudson. Hello there, we're on the air, I believe. Hopefully we are. That would be very good if we are, because that means we're on the air. We're talking about the two Australian storms which are currently active at this time. It's a big news event at the moment. We've got Cyclone Lam, which has made landfall in the northern territories of Australia. It's a Category 1 cyclone, 75 miles per hour as of 9 PM UTC. Of course, we also have news on Marcia as well, which is perhaps the biggest story here, a Category 5 storm on the Australian scale. It was a Category 4 storm on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, but has weakened since to a Category 3 storm with winds of 125 miles per hour. Air pressure is 941 millibars. Storm's going to move inland. It will hug the coast for a little bit, staying just inland, likely to pass directly over the towns of Yeppoon and Rockhampton, and then move continuing towards the south and eventually southeast. Could also track directly over Brisbane. You see that guy out on the street there. At the time, it was hailed as a major success. I don't quite remember what the view counts were, but I think they were into the hundreds by the end. Not concurrent viewers, but in total. That was certainly pretty phenomenal for the time. Early 2015, first proper live event, and it really did act as the springboard for everything else that followed. You're watching Update 5 on Cyclone Pam, the second strongest storm ever recorded in the South Pacific Ocean. Its winds are 165 miles per hour. Its pressure is 899 millibars. Position is 17.6 degrees south, 168.7 degrees east, passing just several miles off the eastern coast of the island, which houses the capital Port Vila of Vanuatu. As of 2 PM UTC on March the 13th, this is what it looks like. The morning of March 20th, 2015 started off pretty chilly and quite overcast as well on the ground, although the cloud was fairly light. However, we still decided that we'd be up for the flight and we'd be flying through the cloud up to the air above, all of its glory. And you may remember the total eclipse that we had back in 1999, if you're old enough to remember. I know I'm not. The next total eclipse over the UK will occur in the year 2090. The fullest extent of the eclipse occurred further north than where we were, but you can see on the satellite image just what a profound effect it had over the whole northwestern part of Europe. This storm was one of many in 2015 that gave us a kick towards really wanting to improve our coverage the following year, and then, you know, it bore the fruit in 2016 when the coverage did become much better, and even the storm updates. They improved a little bit, but generally they didn't change very much because we still had the 2015 format up until the big change when that happened in 2017. 17.3 degrees north, 105.6 degrees west as of 12 PM UTC on October 23rd. The storm is expected possibly to intensify yet more, believe it or not, before making landfall in Mexico, and we expect this landfall now to be undoubtedly a Category 5 landfall. Like jingle bells here at Force 13 HQ, that can only be one person.
Ho ho ho!
Oh my, it's Santa Claus!
Merry Christmas!
He's given me a very special present, I think. Oh, well, thank you. I must have been a really good boy this year. 2015, great memories and a fantastic future ahead for Force 13 as we enter yet another year of storm tracking and more. 2016 awaits, everyone, and we'd like you to join us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's a Happy New Year from Force 13 HQ and on the Universal Clock as well, as we herald the 2016. Oh, and there's the countdowns coming. Hour number 8 of Cyclone Winston, which we're tracking at Force 13 on Force 13 Live, 24-hour streaming. Well, perhaps we're into the 8th of those hours now. We'll be here for as long as Winston is, I suppose. It's a 185 mph Category 5 storm as of midnight UTC with a pressure of 903 millibars. I'm still here. My name's Nathan Foy. Hello, joined by the Skype team as always. There is other people here as well, which I certainly couldn't do without. Hello. Hello and welcome to Cumbria, one of my favourite parts of the UK. This actual location with the whole mountain scene in the background, including England's tallest. Update 1 on Cyclone Fantalo, which is located in the Indian Ocean not too far from Madagascar, with Force 13 analysed winds around 168 miles per hour and a pressure of 915. Oh my word. Well, I know you saw that. That spanned the entire length of the sky. Tropical Storm Earl is on the way. Is it going to come here? That I'm not sure about. Possibly not. But just 50 miles that way, we have a hurricane watch in effect further south near Tulum and onto Belize. Somewhere in the background, how far I don't know, is Hurricane Earl. And that's about 300 miles south of this location. Ultimately, Earl missed, but it was my closest personal approach to a tropical cyclone to date. The rule is reverted. Force 13's continuous coverage on Hurricane Matthew started on October the 3rd, 2016 at 4 PM Eastern Time. That would have been 9 PM here in the UK, and went through all the way until 8 AM in the UK the following morning. I was there the whole time, as you may be well aware. In the following days after that, for the whole week, 5 days in total, we were there from 10 AM Eastern Time right the way through until midnight. Every night, and then during the night hours there would be 2 updates at 3-hour intervals, I believe it was, during the night into the morning hours during Hurricane Matthew. That storm was huge workload and massive on the live streaming. Now, we may well have done the same with Hurricane Florence in 2018, but because so many things were going on elsewhere, and because we had a different way of doing things where videos would be uploaded as well as live streaming, things were a little bit different, and so the Florence coverage still doesn't quite reach the heights of the Hurricane Matthew coverage in terms of actual hours spent on the air. Matthew was totally crazy. 52 hours of that week I spent talking. With the sun setting on another year, 2016, it's been a good one. The best one we've ever had here at Force 13, and we hope for even better next year in 2017. But it can't be done without your support. We always welcome your input into what direction we go next in terms of Force 13. But certainly one thing is for sure, whenever a big storm threatens your backyard, we'll be there to talk about it. Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are around the world. This is Force 13 Live. My name's Nathan Foy, as you can see. Wonderful. And we're tracking Cyclone Debbie, of course. Why wouldn't we? Cyclone Debbie, which is approaching the coast of Australia. There it is, the latest on the storm there. Our coverage has begun. We can turn that off now. But now let's go to the Tropical Weather Bulletin.
Let's go! Live! From Manchester.
From Force 13 HQ, this is June the 1st,
Time
2017.
for your tropical weather bulletin.
Shut up, John. Here's your Tropical Weather Bulletin. Live Tropical Weather Bulletin. It's June the 1st, 2017. Hello, nice to see you. We've got Tropical Depression 2E located in the Eastern Pacific on day 1 of the Atlantic hurricane season at day, 16 or 17 in the Eastern Pacific?
16,
One of those
16.
two. And the Eastern
16.
Pacific. All right, thank you. Just about to get into our second storm on this live Tropical Weather
I
Bulletin.
kind of felt like at that moment in time to just introduce the weather bulletin saying live from Manchester, England, or something like that, or Force 13. Here's your tropical weather bulletin. I kind of wanted to change the voiceover, and you're like, no, don't like that. Shut up, John.
You totally gate crashed the first Tropical Weather Bulletin of the season.
Yeah. And I heard the audience loved it, though, so...
Time
2017.
for your tropical weather bulletin.
Shut up, John. Here's your Tropical Weather Bulletin. Yeah, they liked it all right. A funny little fact first. During Hurricane Matthew, Force 13 was apparently on a radio station in the Turks and Caicos Islands, literally picking up our stream to broadcast to the public. That probably wows me more than any of the other radio interviews that I have done, but those were still interesting as well, and exciting as a matter of fact. The first one was on Bolton FM, a local radio station in my area, in late 2013, just after High
Joining
Ann.
us in the studio now is Nathan Thoy. Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
Now
Good evening.
Good evening. You've got a friend with you, but we don't know where to mention that he's here because he doesn't want to go on mic.
Never mind, he doesn't want it. How are you? Alex is his friend. How are you, Alex? You okay?
Not too bad, thanks.
Good, thanks for
There you
joining
go.
us
That
tonight.
wasn't
Appreciate
too
it.
bad.
So you'll have been like this tragic event that's happened in the Philippines.
Yes, very recently.
Phew. You can't believe a weather system over 300 miles wide, can you?
Well, that is, well, in terms of typhoons, that's actually not particularly large. There have been larger systems in the past, but still 300 miles is nothing to be sniffed
We
at.
don't want that round here, do we not?
No.
What is the difference, and why do they call them typhoons in the east, but in the west, i.e. the United States and South America, they call them hurricanes? Is there a difference, or is it just a different name?
Well, it is just a different name in essence.
I also appeared on the local BBC station, BBC Radio Manchester, on several occasions, with the most recent one being back in summer 2017.
It's not often that you hear the two words tornado and Wigan in the same sentence, so let's speak to Nathan Foy. He's a storm enthusiast, runs the YouTube channel Force 13. He's currently at Manchester Airport, actually. Morning to you, Nathan.
Hello, good morning.
Is this unusual? What is a mini tornado? What would people in Wigan have seen and experienced last night?
Well, it's very interesting. Sorry about any noise in the background, by the way. But yeah, these things can happen sometimes, particularly in the thunderstorms that we had yesterday, which was all across the northwest, particularly further north. But especially in the Wigan area where I was there recording the thunderstorms, and it was quite intense. But in some particularly strong ones, you can often get some vortexes, tornadic-like systems that roll through, and they can cause
Hurricane.
Yeah, this is honestly a very scary situation, especially for anybody that had decided to stay on the coastline and ride this thing out. Hopefully none of the viewers are one of those people, but if you are, get ready to hunker down.
Good morning, September 4th, and we currently have Irma, of course, still a Category 3 and fluctuating between the categories as it moves through the central Atlantic. It's accompanied by Mawar across the other side of the world, making landfall in China and won't be with us for much longer. So just the 2 cyclones active right now, no invests at present. And this is what it looks like right now in the Atlantic. Let's take a look at Hurricane Irma. Hurricane watches are in effect for large parts or several of the islands of the Leeward Islands in the Lesser Antilles chain. It's 959 millibars, 115 miles per hour, verified by a recent pass of the Reconnaissance aircraft.
To be honest, this is the most starkest warning or statement I've ever heard come out of the NHC, and this is what they say: potentially catastrophic Category 5 Hurricane Irma heading toward the Leeward Islands. Preparations should be nearing completion in the easternmost Leeward Islands. And if you haven't done that, well, you're running out of time and you need to do it now.
So we've got just over 1 minute to go. The first thing we're going to show actually is these these pictures here showing Force 13's top 40 storms. So we're just going to count from 40 down to number 11 and then we'll do the top 10. 5 seconds, start streaming. Once it's confirmed, we take the image off, we put the video on, and we start playing. That's now being outputted. It's not picking up my audio on the headphones, which is very nice to know. And it's just playing out now. Just going to have to turn that off. Don't make the childlike error of having your browser's volume on, because you'll get double trouble then. Everything that's supposed to be off is off, and I'll put these headphones on because I'm speaking shortly.
We take a look at Force 13's
Keep
top
it rolling
10.
for just a minute.
Marcel plays the Super Cyclone
Marcel
Challenge.
playing the Super Cyclone Challenge.
And
That's
it's
coming up tonight.
13's Comedy Hour.
Comedy
Although
Hour
some
as well
people will be
coming up
forgiven
tonight.
Thinking that might be every night, but it
That's
is
just
actually
basically
supposed
what
to be
he's
that tonight.
another version of me is saying on the video right now. What's coming up tonight?
There's also just 1 hour
And
left
there's
to
the,
submit your votes for the viewers top
voting.
10, which will air tomorrow.
Just to check the
Visit
stream
website,
is working well, everyone knows what's going on.
2017.html.
Now I'm going to turn my microphone on. And welcome to Force 13 live tonight, and here I am on the webcam at last. My name's Nathan Foy. We are live doing the Force 13's top 10 tonight. You weren't expecting that, were you? Nor was I, actually.
4, 3, 2, 1, and into the new year with an explosion, of course. And as you can see outside Force 13 HQ, people still getting very excited. Blimey. Oh, right outside our door, what's going on there?
The second Category 5 worldwide of the year.
Live from Force 13 HQ and via this webcam located on the island of Beigan in Taiwan.
Well, if you also missed it, we didn't.
Just trying to think about small Category 5s. Andrew is small.
I
don't know if it was a small...
Here it is.
What on earth was that?
What was that?
It's still there.
Like a cat.
I don't know if there is a cat around. Oh, we've got a problem. We've got a squeaky voice in the chat, and Devon is going to be very angry because the settings have gone amok on his audio, and now he sounds like a chipmunk.
Oh, yes.
There's
Chipmunk,
the flag.
hey, that's good.
There's the flag.
That is good. Actually,
There's the
chat,
flag.
It's actually
it
raging
is
the chat, I think.
slowly
Yeah, poor
being
Devon.
whipped apart. Look at the top half.
We wanted to hear from him, but unfortunately he sounds, well,
I feel like the flag is
unintelligible.
3 distinct parts right now.
Look at that.
Devin, if you can hear this, if you type in the chat for us, we'll try to relay your messages.
That's about the worst I've seen it.
But, you know, the windshield has definitely expanded.
Devon's microphone is still malfunctioning terribly.
Blooper wheel, blooper wheel.
It's a bad time for that. Well,
He's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
frustrated.
I don't know what to make of Devon's
And we
mic.
see a lot of
It's the kind of thing we end up dealing with during one of these situations, but we'll try and get that back. Someone needs to get Devon. Someone needs to get Devon into another room, so he'll just keep trying, and it still won't work. At the start of 2018, it appeared that Force 13 was near the very peak, its maximum capacity in terms of what it could deliver to the world. Well, we found another gear yet again. And then it was our staple feature. Well, it had changed a little bit this time around, but Force 13 week was here, ready and waiting at the end of November, with a lot of fun throughout that week as well, and Super Cyclone Challenge doubles for Force 13 week only. Really was a very interesting series until Strat screwed the whole thing up.
You can certainly hear them, if not feel it, almost everywhere. You may remember last year when someone was really throwing up fireworks right outside the window. We'll see whether that happens this time around. It hasn't happened yet, so we'll wait and see what goes on.
This is Force 13 Live. Latest information on what is now Hurricane Barry, according to the National Hurricane Center. We're not quite sure how. I'm going to let the team talk for a while to see if they can get to the bottom of what's going on.
You know, this is absolutely something that we hoped would never happen at all. You know, 36 hours ago, looked like the western side of convection might have been collapsing. We might have been able to get away somewhat in terms of intensity, and that just sadly has absolutely not happened.
So, in the Atlantic, we are expecting 14 tropical storms, 6 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes in 2020. The Atlantic hurricane season. We are now looking at, from our last forecast of 14, we are now looking at 19 further tropical storms or subtropical cyclones, which would bring the total up to 21 for the year 2020.
What's the latest we've had a Cat 5 happen?
November.
First week in November.
And now the latest around the wide world of tropics. Tropical weather bulletin for October 18th. We designated 2 tropical cyclones in the last 24 hours, one of them in the Indian Ocean and the other moving over Vietnam right now. It was Ophel, which first moved through the Philippines a few days ago. Iota is the first Greek named storm to reach Category 5 status, and it is the first Category 5 of the 2020 hurricane season, the strongest storm, needless to say, so far this year, beating Laura, Eta, Zeta and Teddy, amongst other storms that we've had this year. An immaculate satellite appearance with an eye temperature roughly 17 degrees on satellite shows that this storm could still be intensifying at this time as it draws closer to land. Wow, it finally arrived. Hurricane Week 2020 is finally here, and here I am in the studio. My name is Nathan Foy, and this is the beginning of what I hope will be a very exciting week for all. It's been a full 3 years since we last did one, and there's a lot of people probably wondering at this point what the fuss is all about. Well, it's our biggest event of the year, a full week of documentary pieces, animations and fun stuff aired live every evening this week, and this year is even more special as we have a few firsts this week. For instance, this is the first ever Hurricane Week whose intro has actually been recorded live. This is live, partly due to not having enough time to get out there and making a pre-record due to how busy we've all been this year. Here 13. Well, I decided in October to go ahead with Hurricane Week to raise spirits and get people excited about something, because I think we all deserve it, having such an active Atlantic hurricane season this year. Disastrous in Central America, also such cases in the Western Pacific, the Philippines, Vietnam, coupled with the other world issues that we've had this year. But we're here on the final day of Atlantic hurricane season, and also what is Force 13's 9th birthday today, November 30th, so we're really getting the party feel going tonight. The first thing we're going to show is obviously our documentary piece, one of many throughout this week. That's what we're known for at Hurricane Week over the last few years. So we're going straight into that first one, and this is the top 10 historic hurricane seasons. Let's hope this button works. We start this top 10 list with a fairly recent season, the 2018-19 Southwest Indian Ocean. What was so interesting about this year? Well, there was quite a few things that happened, with the season starting bright and early in November with Alcide. That was after already a tropical storm had formed that was unnamed earlier in the year. In December, Cyclone Kananga reached Category 4 status and stayed out to sea for its whole life. It would have been a fairly forgettable storm if not for one of our own team members, Strat Becker, messing things up on one of his storm updates and naming the storm after himself.
Update 1 on Cyclone Kananga in the Southwest Indian Ocean, the strongest storm of the season there so far after rapidly intensifying.
As Kananga weakened, Salida became a Category 5 storm, and Force 13 did many hours of coverage as the storm threatened the island of Mauritius. The storm passed to the east and started weakening as it was passing the islands, slotting in the gap between Mauritius and Rodrigues, so its effects ultimately were fairly minimal. Then in February we had Funani and Galena, which both passed uncomfortably close to the island of Rodrigues, and both peaked as a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. And that train of Category 4 storms continued through Hale, Idai, Joanina and Kenneth. Cyclone Idai formed in the Mozambique Channel in March 2019 and skirted the western coast of Madagascar before peaking twice as a Category 4 storm and made landfall as a major cyclone. The storm caused tremendous damage to multiple countries with around 1,300 fatalities, $1.2 billion in damages, and over 280,000 buildings damaged or destroyed. Kenneth was a little bit of a late season surprise, unexpectedly strengthening to Category 4 status before making landfall near its peak intensity in northern Mozambique. The storm was fairly compact and damages from this one were a little bit less, but still significant, with 52 fatalities and 2,500 buildings destroyed. 30,000 also evacuated ahead of this storm, probably because of what Idai had already done earlier in the year. The next one on my list is the 1979 Western Pacific typhoon season. Now if you look at the map, it's unassuming at first. The map shows not particularly any strange tracks, but the first storm formed on December 31st of the previous year and became Alice in the first days of January and peaked as a Category 3 out in the Western Pacific, which is pretty uncommon at that time of year, needless to say. This was followed up by Bess, another Category 3 storm, at least on our analysis, with a pressure around 955. The typhoon streak continued into April with the third one of the year, Cecil, making landfall in the Philippine Islands as a Category 1. In total, 1979 saw 38 tropical depressions, although only 25 went on to become named storms, which is very slightly below the long-term average. The rest of the season was rather interesting, in which there were quite a few weak systems interspersed with much stronger ones. Of course, 4 tropical cyclones that year were sub 900 millibars on our best estimates. Hope at 898 millibars, yet still a Category 4. Judy, a remarkable situation with that storm, while Recon only found 155 mph winds, yet a pressure estimate of 887 millibars. Followed by 2 more super typhoons, Owen and Sarah, and then the big one, Typhoon Tip, which was not only one of the largest storms in world history, but the most intense, with Recon estimates of 870 millibars. Now, there is an interesting argument that this storm could actually have had a lower barometric pressure. Recon went through at around 3 in the morning, just before 4 AM I believe, and recorded that pressure, but satellite appearance had it looking slightly better at just a few hours either side of that reading. So it's certainly possible that the storm may have reached a lower barometric pressure with an 8-hour Recon gap at the time. And after that, probably what I would call a very underestimated storm, Vera, which we've placed almost as strong as Tip actually, with winds in at least 190 miles per hour and an estimated central pressure of 898 millibars. Its satellite appearance was nothing short of phenomenal. The death toll of that year was quite low actually, given the storms in play, with 606 total fatalities, still quite a lot. But it did cause quite a bit of damage, the most damaging storms being Cecil, Owen, Tip, and Vera. The wettest storm of the season was Owen, dumping 758 millimeters of rainfall, followed by the unassuming Ken, which peak wind speed of 70 miles per hour, yet dropped 701 millimeters of rainfall. And now, fairly recent, the 2019 North Indian Ocean cyclone season.
Out of the blue in late April and early May came Cyclone Funny, Category 5, I think 165 miles an hour at peak. Struck India as a Category 4. That was really quite a surprise, because normally systems that move into the Bay of Bengal tend to weaken a little bit as they move up towards the north. Funny really didn't, and it gave India a big hit. And then Vayu came. We really thought that was going to be a really strong storm, high in Category 3, maybe even low in Category 4. What was really interesting about Vayu, to me, is when it was moving northward towards the coast of India, its track forecast was really uncertain. Some models took it off towards the west and then back towards the coast of India, like it ultimately did. Or some models took it off towards the east and just took it straight north into the coast of India. So when I was making these forecast cones, it was really challenging deciding where the storm was going to go. And that really continued on late in the season because we had Hika. That track forecast was pretty straight sort, and it was more the intensity forecast of that. Small system really surprised a lot of people, peaking as a Category 2. And then Kiar came and went. That was a Category 5, of course. Yeah. And then we had storm after storm after storm, really. In October and November, we had Kiar, Maha, Bulbul, Pawan, and a brief tropical storm in the North Indian Ocean. So that was a really busy time in the North Indian Ocean.
But the whole North Indian Ocean region will be remembering 2019 for quite a while. Even though it didn't deliver the most amount of named storms, it did deliver the highest amount of major cyclones that we know of. The 2015 Pacific hurricane season was really the product of the El Niño, sea surface temperature anomalies above average in the equatorial Pacific.
So 2015 Eastern Pacific started off with a bang in May and early June with Hurricane Andres and Blanca, both of those peaking as a mid-range to high-end Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, both rapidly intensified at some point. Then Carlos, Ella, Halola came and went. Halola was quite interesting because it sort of had two lives to it, I guess you could say. It had a tropical storm peak in the Central Pacific, moved to the Western Pacific, and peaked as a Category 2 times. And then it sort of limped it along and struck Japan a little bit. Ayune came and went. A lot of the storms in 2015 East Pacific, from what I can recall at this time, were really just weak systems, but there was a lot of activity though. The accumulated cyclone energy was pretty high. Then we had the triple Category 4 combo, Kilo, Ignacio, and Yamena. Yamena in particular is one of my personally all-time favorite storms because just of how pretty it looked. It was phenomenal at peak, and I'm sure other people would agree with me here that it is one of the most borderline cases of a 155, 160 mile an hour storm that has ever been recorded. Then you had Hurricane Olaf peak as a Category 4, almost a Category 5, I'd say, out in the Central Pacific, formed in the Eastern Pacific, and then ultimately moved north. Maintained Category 3 intensity after peaking for quite a long time, for a few days at least. Then it ultimately died as it moved northward. Then you had Hurricane Patricia. Oh boy. 200 miles an hour at peak intensity at least, I'd say. Of course, the officials gave it 250 miles an hour. Our analysis indicates that it was around 208. That's probably the most likely one at peak, ultimately weakened rapidly. Not as fast as I'd say as it rapidly intensified, though, because it went from a tropical storm to a high-end Category 5 in 36 hours, I think. But within 24 hours or so of reaching its peak intensity, it was down to a 150 mile an hour Cat 4 as it made landfall. So 2015 East Pacific was the second most active ever recorded, with 26 named storms, only behind the 1992 season. That season had 27 tropical storms.
Now, the Atlantic hurricane season has had some beastly seasons of late, but let's cast our minds back to the 1780 Atlantic hurricane season, a time where hurricanes were much more difficult to predict and much less well known. Back in these days, it was common for hurricanes to take people unawares and cause hundreds of fatalities, sometimes even thousands. But even for this period of time, the damages and destruction from the 1780 Atlantic hurricane season was not expected by anyone. The first hurricane affected St. Lucia in June. It then went on to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Information is pretty sparse, but in St. Lucia at least, the storm is believed to have killed possibly up to 5,000. Then in late August, a likely Category 4 hurricane struck the New Orleans area after moving over Grand Isle and causing severe damage. This storm caused 25 fatalities at least, and significant damages of which we don't have an actual number for. That was on the 24th. The next day, on the 25th, a storm hit St. Kitts in the Leeward Islands, and then interestingly, there was a gap in September where no storms were recorded at all. But the season doubled down on the 1st of October when a ferocious hurricane went and struck Savannah La Mar in Jamaica. With a 20-foot reported storm surge, this storm caused a lot of damage, an incredible death toll once again, 2,760. A fair amount of the fatalities were actually at sea on ships as the storm moved through Jamaica and then onto Cuba and the Bahamas.
The Great Hurricane of 1780 was the deadliest storm in the Atlantic Basin that we know of. I believe it's like 22,000 dead. And it's a very interesting storm to look at because, one, of how intense it probably was. Undoubtedly a Category 5, but I've heard that there were reports of winds possibly up to 200 miles per hour.
Puerto Rico, Dominica, St. Eustatius, and even Bermuda were also severely impacted by this storm, which caused a total of 26,500 fatalities. Even then, the season wasn't done. Later in October, a significant maritime disaster in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. José Solano was in command of 64 Spanish war fleet vessels, which were completely destroyed when the hurricane took hold as it approached the Bend region of Florida. 2,000 were killed in this event alone. Following this trail of destruction were three other storms that we don't have information on. a system in late October that struck Barbados and St. Lucia on October the 23rd, another system that was newly discovered this year that affected Barbados on October 31st, and a tropical cyclone in New England in mid-November.
The 1930 Atlantic hurricane season saw record inactive activity, falling just short of 1914 for the most inactive season in the basin since official records began. The season saw 3 storms that reached tropical storm status, 2 of those becoming major hurricanes.
But one of them was the Dominican Republic hurricane of 1930. And that was a very powerful storm. I think it was one of the worst to ever hit the Dominican Republic. And in my opinion, it's one of the best examples of the "it only takes one" type of season.
The season is the 5th deadliest on record in the basin, mainly attributed to Hurricane 2, which crossed the Dominican Republic as a Category 4, resulting in as many as 8,000 deaths, making it the most notable storm of the season.
The 1969 Atlantic hurricane season was definitely a way for the positive AMO era to go out with a bang. It was one of the most active seasons on record. I think it's a very interesting season to look at, mostly because of its notable lack of early season activity. Out of the 18 named storms that formed,
The 1969 Atlantic hurricane season saw one of the strongest and most intense storms ever recorded at the time, and as of November 11, 2020, this storm made one of only 4 Category 5 landfalls in the United States.
Hurricane Camille is probably the first thing that people think about when they consider this season, but it wasn't the only thing that was active. Sure, Camille was an extremely destructive storm. It was by far the strongest of the year, with its 175 mph winds, and indeed the damages, $1.4 billion, well above anything else that happened that season on the US Gulf Coast and elsewhere. But we did have some interesting storms in other areas, picturesque at the very least. Debbie, which also existed in August, coexisted with Camille. Francilia, which caused its own fair amount of damage. Gerda and Inga. One of the most interesting storms of that year, apart from Camille of course, was right at the end with Hurricane Martha. That was a late November system, and still baffles me to see how it managed to landfall so far south as Panama, which, believe it or not, it did.
Only one of 4 seasons to have 12 hurricanes. It had the most hurricanes on record at that time. I really wish that we were, the satellite, data was more accessible, back then, so we could, analyze it more and, really look back at it. But, it was historical at the time, and I can respect that.
The 1997 typhoon season was a record-breaking tropical cyclone season, which featured 11 tropical cyclones reaching super typhoon intensity. So let's go over it. The first super typhoon of the season was in early to mid-April, believe it or not. That was Isa, reaching a peak intensity just below Category 5 intensity, around 155 miles an hour at peak. It looked phenomenal at peak, with a wide eye being shown on satellite imagery, but ultimately, no land areas were at risk.
You can't not talk about the most active Western Pacific season on record in terms of accumulated cyclone energy.
Then we had Category 5 Super Typhoon Nestor in early June. Quite a small Category 5 as Category 5s go in the Western Pacific. Its eye was pretty large, and it was really an annular storm at peak, ultimately briefly peaking as a Category 5. Then we had Super Typhoon Rosie, which rapidly intensified in late July, as it moved northwards toward the east of the Philippines. You really do get these storms that move northward in June and July that really rapidly intensify, and this was one of the storms that did that, ultimately peaking with winds of around 165 miles an hour. Then in early August, you had Typhoon Winnie that was a contender for one of the largest storms ever recorded near the Japanese islands. It was a fairly large storm with its wind field all the way reaching all the way down to portions of the northern Philippines, believe it or not. But Winnie at peak, when it was just north of the Mariana Islands, was with winds of 175 miles an hour. Was quite a beautiful looking storm at peak, I will say myself. Then you had Typhoon Bing, which was another Category 5 again, in early September. That peaked with winds of 160 miles an hour briefly. That was one of the storms that really brushed Japan a little bit as a weakening system. Ultimately, no impacts at all. Then in mid to late September, we had a big outbreak of storms forming in the Central Pacific that moved into the Western Pacific and became pretty strong. The first was Oliwa, peaking with winds near 175 miles an hour, I imagine. That was again a Category 5, ultimately struck Japan as a mid-range Category 1, causing minimal impacts there. However, flooding in Japan killed, unfortunately, 17 people, so impacts were certainly felt. Then, occasionally, you get a system in the eastern Western Pacific that rapidly intensifies, and Typhoon Ginger was one of those storms that did that. It looked phenomenal at peak, and it was probably a contender for a pretty strong storm, I imagine. Winds of 175 miles an hour around, that's my estimate personally, given that its appearance was phenomenal. Then in mid-October, you had the twins Typhoon Ivan and Joan, both around 185 miles an hour. Typhoon Keith came and went again in early November, also peaking with winds near 185 miles an hour. And then in late December, you had quite an interesting typhoon, Typhoon Paka, that formed in the Central Pacific, really lasted as a tropical storm for quite a long time, briefly peaking at the Category 4 as it entered the Western Pacific, underwent Nile replacement cycle, and reached Category 5 intensity on 2 occasions, which its first peak intensity was around 165 miles an hour. Its second was its strongest, 185. As I imagine is the strongest December tropical cyclone on record, so 1997 Westpac, one for the record books.
The 2005 Atlantic hurricane season at the time was the most active season in Atlantic history, shattering records left and right, including record number statistics, record landfalls, record storm intensities and strength, as well as record active months.
The first major hurricane was Hurricane Dennis, came in early July, believe it or not, peaking with winds of 150 miles an hour in the Gulf of Mexico, ultimately weakening before it struck the U.S. Gulf Coast as a Category 3. However, Dennis did cause about $1 billion damage in the U.S., leading to its retirement. After Dennis, we had Hurricane Emily, which came in mid-July, peaking as the earliest Category 5 hurricane ever recorded, peaking just southwest of Jamaica. Emily would ultimately weaken to Category 4 intensity before making landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula, and would re-strengthen up to a high-end Category 3 intensity before making landfall in Mexico.
August followed with slightly less activity, but spawned one of the strongest and most intense storms in the basin's history. And this storm also brought the nation of the United States to its knees.
Katrina would end up becoming a 80-mile-an-hour hurricane before making landfall in Florida, and would rapidly intensify to a 175-mile-an-hour storm in the Gulf of Mexico. Katrina would then weaken down to winds of 125 miles an hour before making landfall in Louisiana, and becoming one of the worst disasters ever recorded in the U.S. in history. One of the most notable things with Katrina was its levee flooding in New Orleans due to its storm surge, where a levee broke, and ultimately causing upwards of $125 billion in damage nonetheless. Then, in late September, many people in New Orleans were on high alert again for Hurricane Rita, which was the strongest hurricane ever recorded in the Gulf of Mexico, peaking with winds of 180 miles an hour and a pressure of 895 millibars, the strongest ever recorded. Rita would ultimately weaken and would become a benchmark storm until Hurricane Laura hit in 2020 in southwestern Louisiana, ultimately making landfall there as a 120-mile-an-hour storm.
I can't think of another season, for that matter, where you have so many historical storms in the same year. I mean, you had Katrina, Rita, Wilma, Dennis, Emily.
October saw more unprecedented activity, as well as the strongest October storm on record.
The storm that defied every single forecast came in mid-October, Hurricane Wilma, peaking with winds near 195 miles an hour. Its eye shape at peak was nonetheless of 2 nautical miles at width, which is something that can enter for one of the smallest eyes ever recorded.
And then 2005 became the first season to go Greek and use Greek letters for the first time since they ran out of conventional names on their list.
Hurricane Beta, that was a Category 3 that made landfall in Nicaragua. That was the strongest Greek name on record until Hurricane Eta made landfall in Nicaragua in late 2020. So 2005, one for the record books in the Atlantic.
I mean, that must have been, if I was tracking storms back then, oh man, that would have, my head would have just exploded.
As for number 1 on this list, well, we've probably just lived through it. 2020 Atlantic hurricane season was something really out of the ordinary, something that blew everything apart. But we're not really able to show you that properly just yet. We're not quite ready. So we're going to show you something at the complete opposite end of the spectrum for our top historic Atlantic hurricane season, and that's the quietest one, the one that was the most surprising in that absolutely nothing happened, the 1914 Atlantic hurricane season.
The 1914 Atlantic hurricane season was the most inactive season in the Atlantic since official records began in 1851. The season comprises only of Tropical Storm 1, which was officially the only storm of the season, although due to lack of satellite data, it is possible that there were a few unrecorded storms that did not affect land.
So about that, well, the other system that most people acknowledge occurred that year that was a potential tropical cyclone occurred in late October, a system that developed in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we uncovered earlier in the year that there was a report of 35 knot winds in that system, and so we tentatively now list that as a tropical storm as well. Certainly wouldn't be a surprise. Elsewhere though, yeah, we can't conclude anything. Inconclusive, but there are around 5 or 6 tropical cyclone examples that are inconclusive, that may or may not have been tropical cyclones out in the eastern Atlantic and up towards the east coast of the United States throughout the season. Yes, indeed, it's time for Eye of the Storm. We have 2 people with us tonight, and their names are already there on the bottom of our screen, so that's just completely nabbed my introduction value of that. Christian and Alan are on tonight playing Eye of the Storm. Now, this is very interesting. This is one of the game shows that we started a long time ago, back in 2015. We ran a whole series on this particular format, and we're at last doing it again tonight. Let's see if we can at least hear our people right now, and hopefully soon we'll be able to see them, but I've got to figure out what button I should press to make that work, actually, so who knows where that's going to end up. But I think we can hear Christian. Hello? No, we can't hear Christian. Hold on a minute. Something else is going on right now, clearly. Yes. Apparently Christian is shaking his head and everything that goes with it over there because we're trying to get that audio on. For some reason, this software has done me in. So you can look at my face for a few minutes whilst we figure out the audio settings. In any case, the Eye of the Storm is something that we used quite some time ago. Obviously, it's come back now. It's still very similar format. The first round will be... It actually takes a few topics. It's not just hurricane knowledge, but it's also knowledge when it comes to... Let's just see if we can try that right now. Nope, we still don't have anything. Knowledge when it... They're laughing at me right now. Knowledge when it comes to other things as well. For instance, there is a Guess the Storm round. There is also a random subject round. They don't know what the subject is yet, or one of the options that they can choose from. And there is also a general knowledge round at the very end. Now, Christian is holding his face as if to say, I wonder how he's going to get out of this one. That's a really good question. Can we hear you now? Nope, we've still got nothing over there. Something's very odd. Very odd indeed. Christian is now shouting at me, and we'll have to do something else. I don't know. Where do we go from here? It's a great start to our hurricane week. I can show you them, actually. No, hold on. What was that? Oh, they're over there. No, they're over there. I was doing it wrong all along. There they are. No, we're not starting the clock yet. Don't start the clock. Get the clock off. We don't start the clock. Are you there now? We've finally got you. No, we've got one of... Christian, I think your microphone isn't working. I think I can hear Alan.
Yeah, you can hear me loud and clear, right?
We've got Alan. We've not got
Hello.
Christian. I'm sorry.
Well, it's weird, I guess.
Well, hello, Alan. Good evening. It's sort of got me out of a little hole there.
Oh, you're right.
He's trying to sort
well.
himself out. We all are.
I am very excited.
No, he's miming. He's miming right now. Because I was introducing Christian first, Alan stayed real quiet, so I thought there was a problem here at my end.
Well,
And he's...
I'm waiting for Chris. Oh.
Yeah, well, we'll have
like-
to declare you the winner by default in this case.
I gotta win that sticker, bro. You know everything for that sticker.
Absolutely, yes. Now, this is the really good thing about today, and I'm hoping this works properly now. We've got them. There they are. Oh, actually, there was already a... Okay, we're just trying to sort things out here while Christian... See, this is why we don't do things live. This is another first. Not a first, but a first in a while. This is our first live game show since 2015. So it's really interesting to see what actually happens tonight. Assuming that we ever get to hear Christian's voice. There's me as well at the bottom there. We've finally got this set up now. Trust me, it'll be a lot better tomorrow. And we're still having to hold whilst we wait for Christian to get the audio function working. I tell you what we'll do. We can have... It's supposed to be Christian starting off the game, but we'll have Alan to start off tonight's game. Unless we've got him now. We've got him.
Oh, okay.
I think Christian... There we go.
Yeah, I figured out what the issue was. Hang on one moment. So this is my little hub thing. This audio jack here was just like a millimeter out.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Of course, the very least...
Also...
You've caused me enough stress already.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I'm here now. It's all sorts
let's make a start. We've already wasted 5 minutes doing that, and I'm sure there's going to be a comedy of other errors, but I'm just glad there's not one at my end yet. Okay, so tonight's game, I already sort of said what it was. There is actually a prize up for grabs tonight. The application process was last week. Applications have unfortunately closed now, but if you want to take part in another game show, we've got the Super Cyclone Challenge All In on Saturday that you can still enter. I think there's a link underneath our video. But for tonight, up for grabs tonight, we're starting small, a Force 13 sticker. And these two want to play for one.
Yeah.
The winner of today's game will advance to the next day's contest for more prizes and will face off against any other daily winners on Friday's finale. If there is only one daily winner throughout the week, for instance, if Christian wins today and wins every other day, there will obviously be no other winners, so the next highest scoring player will then be selected for Friday's game. In the first round, we have a 60-second time limit, which I think you heard the start of earlier. This is another issue that I'm running into because I can't even hear the background music when it plays. So Christian, we're going to start with you. It'll be 1 minute, 10 points per correct answer. Questions about hurricanes. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
I'm sure you are. Well, let's go ahead. Here we go. Now the time starts now. What was the first named storm of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season?
The first named storm?
Yes. You are against the clock.
Oh no. No.
This is rapid fire, you know.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Pass. Cyclone Ernie occurred in which year?
Ernie? This is off to a great start. I have to take a guess here. 2001?
2017. In 2019, Cyclone Kenneth peaked at what category?
It's a 1 to 5 answer, so 4.
Yes! What was the first storm to make landfall in Louisiana in 2020?
Say again?
What was the first storm to make landfall in Louisiana in 2020?
I want to say Laura.
No. How many times has the Eastern Pacific hurricane season exhausted its naming list?
Eastern Pacific?
Yes.
Does it not?
You're out of time.
Does it not go on to its next naming list? What?
Is probably the worst I've ever seen, I'm afraid.
Oh, gee, thanks.
I've got to be blunt with you, Christian.
How many right answers did he get?
1, and he only managed to attempt 5 questions.
Well,
then.
I was actually like whispering about Arthur and Cristobal, which
I'm
are
so sorry, Chris. Look at Christian is gutted.
Yeah, it was Arthur and then Cristobal for the Louisiana landfall.
Oh god.
Okay, Alan, are you gonna see if you can do much better than that? Right?
Yeah, I'm very nervous, but let's go, I guess.
60 seconds on the clock. Here we go with the questions. Which country did Typhoon Kit strike in 1972?
Taiwan?
Nope, Philippines. Gustav was the only major hurricane of which Atlantic hurricane season?
2012.
1990. Tropical Storm Anna of 2009 formed in which month?
Can you repeat that?
Tropical Storm Anna of 2009 formed in which month?
May.
August. A hot tower is what type of cloud?
Hey, can you repeat that again?
A hot tower is what type of cloud?
Cumulonimbus.
Correct. Which hurricane dumped over 60 inches of rain over Texas?
Harvey.
Correct. Which Category 5 typhoon struck the Philippines the year before Haiyan?
2012. I don't know. Pass.
Bopa. On how many occasions? We're out of time. I'll give that question to you. On how many occasions did Hurricane Irma reach Category 5 status?
Thrice.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
You got the 30
Give me a minute.
points.
I'm gonna tell my... Good.
I know that there's been various problems trying to fix everything. This is our first live stream game show in 5
There we
years.
go.
It's bound to go badly. But at the end of round 1, we've got very tiny scores of Christian with 10 and Alan with 30 points. So definitely all to play for. And thank you very much, because that really helps me. I don't have to write out as many questions for the next stream. Now, let's go on to round 2. This is a 10-minute, and considering we're already past quarter 2, I think we're going to run behind schedule. A 10-minute Guess the Storm round, with one storm displayed every minute and clues revealed over time. Correct answers within a time limit will win the same amount of points as seconds remaining. We'll round it up.
Were we type the answer, or do we just answer it?
I'm
like
hoping
you?
that I can get this thing to show up. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to get... Because we're on our Discord stream right now, and hopefully they can all see me. Ah, here we go. We got double trouble now. Oh, that includes my output. Dreadful.
Oh.
This is outrageous. Why has it done that? I'm supposed to be showing you these Guess the Storm images in a moment, but I guess you'll have to tune into the stream.
Oh dear. And my stream is really far behind.
Oh no. This
There
is
we
going
go.
on really well, isn't it, tonight? That screen share isn't working. We'll have to turn that one off. The stream went really well. And let's start with Guess the Storm. You'll be at a bit of a handicap on this, but I guess with the scores you've had so far, it's probably worth it. This is Guess the Storm.
I can't see the stream.
Here is the first storm.
I cannot see the stream.
I can describe it to you if you like. It looks like a storm. Okay. It is an Atlantic hurricane.
Okay.
You both can see this right now, yes?
Not yet.
No,
Not
What?
yet.
Oh my goodness.
I can't see anything.
It is a landfalling storm. These guys deserved it anyway. We'll have to fix this for the next stream.
Oh, I can see that now.
This is how not to do
That's
it.
not Isabel.
First major hurricane of the season.
I can. Can you repeat that?
So it's an A.
There it is. The choices are there now.
Okay. It does not look like Isabel.
The first
It looks
major.
like the. That was.
And you're out of time. Here is the
no,
next storm.
no.
My stream is 30 seconds
Well,
behind.
30 seconds behind?
30,
Yes.
Yes.
We were at 20.
Well, I'm struggling with that. Hold on. Are we getting this to... Hold on. No, we're getting something to try and look.
Something's loading.
Nope, that isn't working, guys. Nothing's working tonight. Pick the best night for it. Anyway, here's this storm. Any idea what it might be? It's a Pacific tropical cyclone, peaked as a Category 5, crossed the international date line.
Heavy.
No.
Gone.
The only thing I
No.
got from that was cross the international date line.
Is it Genevieve, Aoki, John, or Walaka?
Genevieve.
No.
No. Aoki.
Correct. We've finally got points. Alright, let's just stop it right there. We're just going to see if we can get something working over here. I'm not sure what. You know what we'll do tomorrow, definitely? I'll have my dummy account in on this as well, and they'll show what's going on, or something to that effect. But for the time being, you just have to persevere.
I have a question. Why does Christian have 20 points if you only answered one correct question?
Oh yes, I did the wrong one. I'm sorry. You've now got 40 points. There's another little glitch in the system.
Oh no.
It's okay.
It's a good job we've got people like you, because otherwise that would have gone by uncontested. Let's just see if we can just sort this out right now. This debacle. And see how this goes. Okay.
It's all going to end up in a blooper reel at this rate.
The whole thing is a blooper reel. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Just
certainly.
assign it to the blooper reel. That might work, but I'm not
Hey,
sure
I can-
if
I
there'll be feedback.
There we go. I see something.
Okay.
Is that working now?
Someone's.
It's working.
Well, it's OBS. Oh.
We're gonna get on with it at last.
Well,
dear.
I can see and the text that you're putting in.
Yes, well, you don't. It's all right. You can see it. Here we go then. Next, long last. What on earth is this?
No. That's. What year is that? No. I gotta wait for that.
It's an Atlantic hurricane, would you believe?
Of course, that's the Yucatan. That's in 1960s. Okay, made multiple landfalls. I can imagine. Okay, is that Janet?
No.
Okay.
I'm not very knowledgeable in this. Major hurricane. Oh. Oh, there we go. Irene.
Is that Isidore? No, that's not Isidore.
What?
10 seconds.
But no.
That's Beulah.
Correct. It is Beulah. Well done, Alan. These are going to come straight in now. So here's the next one.
Okay. That looks like to be like the 1980s.
It's amazing we've got any viewers left after all that. This is a Pacific typhoon. What a surprise.
That certainly looks like a Pacific typhoon.
Well, you might have been a bit stumped.
Philippines did not make the Philippines landfall.
Yes. Didn't get there.
That's the 80s.
It still affected the Philippines, right? It didn't landfall, but it affected them.
Category 5 peak.
Okay. Is that typhoon? No, that's not Typhoon Betty.
One of these.
I want to say
Billy.
not 10.
Nope.
It's not Billy. It's not
Neither.
10. It's Gordon.
Nope.
Doc.
Yes.
Billy?
Let's go!
It's Doug.
Doug. I was about to say.
What on earth is this?
I don't know what on earth is that.
That looks like Sandy.
Yes, it is Hurricane Sandy. But you said
Let's
it's
go!
slightly too late to get the full 60 points. You get 50 for that. 110 to 10.
I didn't even see where that was, but you're saying it's Atlantic. Oh. Okay.
Sorry, Christy.
Not going down.
Now that we've got the luxury of someone actually answering quickly, we could just spend the next 25 seconds chatting.
Okay.
Oh,
I can East Coast to the bottom to the left, just because of the sheer size of the storm. And that actually already looks kind of like in the process of becoming an extratropical storm. I guess Sandy just off the top of my mind.
Yep, here's the next one.
Okay.
What on earth is this?
Where is that?
That's not David. That's not David. I know that for sure. It does seem to be making landfall in Hispaniola. That should be like the 1970s, 1980s, I believe 1980s. That's certainly not Alan.
That's the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's Atlantic. That's the big Antilles.
What year?
Would that actually be? No, that's not Alan.
What year was that?
What in the world is that? Second strongest. Okay. Is that Gene?
Nope.
George's.
Yes.
That's George.
Yes, 20
That's
points.
George's.
Well done. 20 points more.
Yeah. Second strongest.
Christian's looking depressed. Oh dear. Here's the next one.
Let's go.
I'll give you a little. I'll give you an extra hint on this. This is a storm name that was used somewhere this year.
Galactic.
No.
Well, that does seem to be Hainan. That does seem to be the 2000s. And then the Philippines Sea. So it went south. Did it ever make landfall in the Philippines?
Wait, it wasn't.
Haiyan! It's
No.
Haiyan!
No.
No, that's not Haiyan.
No.
Is that Sally?
Yes, it is Sally.
Right as the name appears. Wow.
Congratulations.
So hang on, that was a Category 5 storm that wasn't retired.
In the well, it might have been retired in the Western Pacific. I'm not sure. They did it differently back then. A retirement in one basin didn't mean a world retirement. Here's another one.
I actually. Okay, is that okay? That's
Australia.
Australia. Is that Mark?
No, it's not.
Is that Jordan?
Alien cyclones.
That
It's not good. This is terrible. Why did I do this?
You'll get it back, Christian. I'm confident in you.
No, I won't.
He's not confident in himself.
Not confident. And I'm not confident either. I'm just answering whatever comes to mind to me. That's certain because of the satellite use.
Here come the choices.
That looks quite new. I'm just gonna. Okay, is that Claudia?
No.
Riley.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's right.
Are you just?
It's another
Are
20
you
points. It's
you
another
just
20
reading out
points.
the name?
Oh look, you can see how it was Flight Sim in the background on that screen. Wonderful. Anyway, moving on. There is- Yes, it was. No, don't tell anyone about that secret. That one. What is this?
Abby or Mysak?
No.
Okay, this typhoon in the country naming list. Yeah, it's kind of new because of the satellite image, but I cannot figure out. Struck me now in Japan.
Chen Hom?
No.
Chen Hom. That's not Chen Hom.
I can't even.
Neoguri. Neoguri.
Nope. Here
That's
come
not
the
Neoguri.
choices again.
No, that's not Neoguri.
said
That's
one of
not Kujira.
No.
Lakima.
No.
Mary.
Lakima.
Alan.
Yes.
Who
Alan
got
got
which one?
Shan Shan in the end there. You dismissed it at first, but then you got it 10 points. And that... Oh no, there's one more. This is the last one.
How are you 170 points ahead?
I'm not sure. That's tropical cyclone. We don't know. That looks to be from the Eastern Pacific because of the shape. Is that Linda? No, that's not Linda.
After 20.
Lane.
But which Pacific region was this? Western, Central, or Eastern?
Is that
I'm
Lane?
giving you that information over the telephone.
Category
Or
4.
pick. Okay. Let me check. I have no idea.
Forget this.
I'm pretty sure
One
it's
of these.
It's Douglas.
Douglas, that's right.
Yeah, it's Douglas. I had
200 at the end of the round.
You
I
are
had
100.
in my mind, but I couldn't just remember the name, so I just saw Douglas, and I knew that it was Douglas.
Well, there you have it. Congratulations to Alan, who is 190 points ahead as we go into our break, which hopefully will work all right. Well, there is everyone right now, and our stream is still running. Thankfully, we don't need that again tonight.
Terrible.
Yes, Christian, it's not going very well for you so far, is it?
God.
The next two rounds, round three will have a selection of 3 subjects, and
Oh, this is the specialist subject, isn't it?
well, not so much a specialist subject; it's a random subject, and then
I heard
later on,
very much it's Mexican geography.
later on, we've got the duel at the end. But for the time being, we're taking a short break here. We'll be back again shortly with more ridiculous nonsense from Force 13 HQ. This is day 1 of Hurricane Week Live. This is what the schedule looks like for Monday and Tuesday. Historic hurricane seasons, Force 13's 9th birthday party, and the end of Atlantic hurricane season on Monday, along with 2012 Pacific typhoon season animation. Then on Tuesday, we have the strangest storm tracks, the 1964 Pacific Typhoon season animation, available one day early for our Category 3 Ultimate fans. Most damaging storms, track of Typhoon Nancy, which is also available early, and Guess the Storm starts a little bit after midnight UTC as we enter the early hours of Wednesday morning. That's 7 PM Eastern Time. Yes, so there we have it. This is us right now. Christian with 10 points halfway through the game, and Alan with 200 points. But hey, Christian, it's only half time. You can still pull it back.
It's just like in football. It's too late. He's 190 points ahead.
You can win this.
You never know.
I got you, bro. You can win the sticker.
So it's for a sticker, yes. Round
damn.
3. 12 questions are going to get asked to you both of 3 subjects. So we're going to be taking it in turns once again. And today we're going in points order. So that means that it's the highest points first, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, highest points first today. Alan, your possible topics, and you can choose which one you want. US presidents, video games, or volcanoes?
Volcanoes.
You're going to go with the volcanoes.
Wait, can I choose US presidents?
We've just said volcanoes.
Yeah, I know, but I changed my mind.
But you've just said volcanoes.
I mean, whichever one I can do.
We're going with volcanoes, and yeah, just to give Christian any old advantage there.
Alright.
And then watch Alan do extremely well during the whole thing. Right, here we go then. Another 60 seconds on the clock. I'm terrified this will break down again. Here we go. Here come the questions. What is magma?
Magma is molten rock.
Correct. What type of lava only takes place underwater?
That's not classic. Is that lahars?
No. What is the largest volcano on Earth?
Largest volcano you mean in prominence or in height above sea level?
Prominence.
That's Mauna Loa.
Correct. Mount Etna is located on which Italian island?
Which Italian island? Sicily.
Correct. Which volcano buried the ancient town of Pompeii?
Vesuvius.
Correct. What type of volcano has a gentle slope and a very broad shape?
Conic.
We were looking for Shield. The tallest volcano in our solar system is on which planet?
Mars.
Correct. And that's just within the time there. Well, actually, I should point out that we will let people finish answering the question when the time runs out. So another 50 points there for Alan, makes it 250. Christian, it's going to have to be rapid from you now.
I'll try my best.
Now, you've got the choice now of either US presidents or video games.
I'm going to go with video games.
All right, here we go with another, hopefully when this thing starts working again, 60 seconds on the clock. And here we go. What is the name of the orange ghost in Pac-Man?
What? Oh, going old school, I see. Pass.
What is the main colour of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Blue.
What video game features a futuristic version of football with cars?
Rocket League.
The first version of Call of Duty was released in which year?
Oh, I don't play Call of Duty. Pass.
In The Sims, which fictional language is used?
Simlish.
Correct. What is the killer robot friend of Ratchet called?
Killer robot? Clank.
Correct. What is the name of the armoured vehicle featured in Halo?
I don't play Halo. Pass.
The popular NFL gaming series is named after which football coach?
Say again?
The popular NFL gaming series is named after which football coach?
Pass.
What was the original name of Space Invaders?
I don't know. Pass.
What is Mario's occupation?
Plumber.
Correct. And that's out of time. So Christian's got 60. At least you won a round.
What's the point now?
So it's starting to look like Alan is definitely going to win, though. Christian on 60 points, Alan on 250 points. Right. Still not insurmountable, but probably is.
I did not pull a Falcons like in 2016, I believe it was against Patriots.
In the final round, we have a 2-minute duel. Now I'm looking for you guys to buzz in, okay?
How do we do that?
Well, we don't have sophisticated technology, so you'll just have to shout buzz like an idiot. And then we will stop the clock, and then we will allow you to answer. If you get it wrong, we allow the other person to answer the question, and then the time starts again, yes? 2 minutes on this clock, so there's quite a while, so things could still switch. Are we ready? This is general knowledge.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go then for the win on night 1 of Eye of the Storm. Here it is. Which part of the UK was named Caledonia by the Romans?
Buzz.
Christian.
Caledonia?
No. Alan?
Was it a part of not exactly Britain, but Brittany, like the parts in France?
No, it was Scotland.
What?
We're starting the clock again now. What is the state capital of California?
You passed. Buzz. Sacramento.
Alan. Correct. That is another 10 points for Alan. Oh dear. Here's the next question. Charles Dickens' novel, A Tale of Two Cities, are set in which European cities?
Buzz.
Christian.
Rome?
No. Alan?
Berlin.
No, it was London and Paris. Here's
What?
the next question. At which temperature are Celsius and Fahrenheit equal to one another?
Buzz.
Christian.
Buzz.
You don't have to raise your hand. No one can see. Why can't anyone see you anyway? Hold on a minute. Why is that even happening?
My answer is -40.
That is
Still.
the correct answer. I've just realised in the hubbub of it all that we've been looking at a black screen for ages. You'd think we'd never done this before. We sort of haven't. Just a moment. We got to get the. There they are.
Okay.
Just throw it all at me. It's all right. It's fine. Hold on. We gotta. This is something that wasn't prepared before our live stream began. Because you know what it's
okay.
this year has been totally ridiculous, where we've just been
There we go.
at odds and ends all over the place, and basically nothing was ready for this. Now we might be able to have the overlay, and there it is at last. Of course, the result looks like it's for sure, but you never know. With 97 seconds remaining, here is the next question. Nope, don't press that button. Press this button. Here we go. Liverpool's airport is named after which member of the Beatles?
Can you repeat that?
Which Liverpool airport is named after which member of the Beatles? Sorry.
Buzz. John Lennon.
Correct. That's a correct answer for Alan. 86 seconds. How many rings are in the Olympic logo?
Buzz. 5.
Correct. 82 seconds. What's the longest and shortest days of the year called?
Buzz.
Christian just got there first.
Summer solstice, winter solstice.
Correct. Solstices would have been enough.
Oh,
What does www stand for?
Buzz.
Me.
Christian.
Buzz.
World Wide Web. I
That's
got there
another
first.
10 points, 100 to 270. Is there a comeback with 74 seconds?
No, not happening.
Which English Premier League team plays at Anfield?
Buzz. Liverpool.
Alan. Correct. 280 now, 70 seconds remaining. What are the colours of the stars on the flag of New Zealand?
Buzz.
Christian.
Buzz.
Red.
And?
White.
Correct. What does H represent on the periodic table?
Buzz.
Christian.
Buzz.
Hydrogen.
Correct. In NBA, what is the home city of the Indiana Pacers?
Buzz.
Yes, Alan.
Indianapolis.
That's the correct answer.
Indianapolis.
Next question, 58 seconds. Who played Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Buzz. Johnny
Yes,
Depp.
Christian, that is the right answer. You don't have to raise your hands, by the way. That's what I was going to say earlier. But
Something I do.
These shout bars. I don't know. If you want to, we just do. Why is my webcam gone as well? That should be there as well. It's almost become a
We've never
comedy
been able
act. 54 seconds
We
left.
haven't seen it since.
I know you've not seen it since God knows when. Shows you how we've been so far. Could there be a comeback on? What is the world's highest mountain?
Buzz.
Christian.
Everest.
Correct.
But is that with prominence or just overall?
Overall. Which tennis player made famous the phrase, "You cannot be serious"?
Buzz?
Alan.
The NBA.
A tennis player.
Rafael Nadal.
Incorrect. It was John McEnroe. How many months of the year have 31 days?
Buzz.
Oh no, that was close. I think that was Alan just.
Is that 6?
No, Christian.
7.
Oh, that's another 10 points. He's half done it, but there's only 40 seconds left on the clock. What is the 10th letter of the alphabet?
Buzz.
Christian got there first.
I want to say J.
Correct. This is incredible. Which actor plays Harry Potter in the movie series?
Buzz.
Christian.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Again,
Wait.
170.
I think because I think I'm having a problem where my voice is lacking behind, so I'm gonna disconnect and.
No, don't disconnect. Halfway
he's
through
back.
this.
There we go. I think that's better because I
All right,
for real.
let's just get this over with. Hey, 33 seconds. What's the capital of Austria?
Buzz.
Alan.
Oh.
Vienna.
Correct.
Vienna.
Which sport uses a shuttlecock?
Buzz.
Alan.
That's badminton.
Correct. In which year did Elizabeth II become queen?
Buzz.
Alan just got it.
1947.
Incorrect. Christian.
1952.
That's the right answer.
I'm not better.
180 to 310. There's still a big gap. 24 seconds of stop-start time. In which year did World War II end?
Buzz.
Christian got there.
1945.
That's the correct answer. In which US city is the Statue of Liberty?
Buzz.
Christian got there again.
New York.
I swear to God.
It is New York. 200 points and 310 points with 19 seconds remaining. Which artist painted the Mona Lisa?
Buzz.
Alan.
Da Vinci.
Correct.
Da Vinci.
That might be the clincher with 15 seconds. Next
No,
question.
you put 10 to Christian and not me.
Sorry? Oh, did I
believe
do
you-
it again? No, I didn't. It was definitely to you. Lapin is the French word for which animal?
Lapin?
Yes.
I have no idea. I'm just gonna let time slip right now.
5, 4,
Don't let
3,
time
2, 1.
Dog.
Time's up. The answer was
Let's
rabbit.
go!
The answer was rabbit. Ay, 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 what a dreadful Eye of the Storm episode that was. Christian made a spirited approach to try and get back in the game. It didn't quite happen for him. That's such a shame.
Oh well. Congratulations, Alan.
You forgot his name even.
Thank you so much. Congratulations
So
to you too. You
frazzled.
did a fantastic job.
So bad at this.
So frazzled that his name was forgotten. There I am at last. I can appear at me. What a mess that's been.
I still can see you.
We still can't see you. But,
Yeah, you're a bit behind, but the whole thing, what a shambles.
Gee, thanks.
No, it's not you, it's
I'm
me.
just-
We'll manage better again tomorrow. But Christian, I'm
I'm just
sorry.
gonna say I had a.
We're gonna have to let you go, I'm
sorry.
afraid. Applications for Eye of the Storm are closed, but you can still participate in the Super Cyclone Challenge All In on Saturday. Applications close at 12 p.m. You can check our channel description for details. Alan, you'll be back with us tomorrow night, hopefully. Will you be able to make it same time?
I think so, yes.
Excellent work. So Alan is through to the next round, round 2, and of course he wins the sticker tonight. So, where are you going to put the Force 13 sticker?
There you go. So it was a good game. Don't get
I don't think he even heard us. But that's all right. That's all right.
It was a good game.
Prizes are increasing throughout the week. And Alan, tomorrow it might be interesting for you to know that you'll be playing against Ryan Leahy.
Oh, good
God.
luck.
So
Good luck against going against Ryan.
So
I'm sorry, but at least it's not against Marcel.
Final score tonight, 200 for Christian, 320 for Alan. But that's not the end of our production tonight. We're only about halfway through. What is it? 11:15 now, UK time. So the end of Atlantic hurricane season is coming real close, and we're really behind schedule. So let's just bring it back to something else. What's this? Is it just... Okay, there's the Hurricane Week logo. That's good. At least we've got some idea of what we might be doing. Right now, we've got a switch on our call here so that we go into our big room where everyone is waiting, and then we will go on and do the festivities, I suppose. Here we go. So just switched over now, and this is the second part of part 1 of Force 13 Shambolic Hurricane Week. I'm now joined by Ethan Stratt and Thomas Schwent, with more on the way, I think.
Yeah, I think we got some more coming. How are you doing after that game show?
Oh, dreadful. Big room where everyone is waiting. And I can hear myself.
Yeah, so what are we, like 15 minutes late right now?
We are behind
Justin,
schedule.
I think you have a little bit of an echo there.
We're behind schedule, so Strat, we're going to miss out the thing that was going to be at 11 o'clock because we can do that tomorrow. Let's go to what we were going to do at 1:15. You're going to be doing a little thing for us, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, hold on. I actually got to switch to my phone for this then because it's time to cook, isn't it?
And you'll be able to see them shortly. Yes, Strat is cooking tonight. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, so do we just get to scrutinize Strat?
Yes, we get to do that for a while. Unfortunately, I can't switch to anything else because no one's showing any screens, so we can't switch to anything. Now we can. Okay, we've got everyone here. There they are. Here's me as well, and here is Strat cooking live. What are we doing with our lives?
Yeah, we're making some manwich tonight. It's a very impressive meal. It's gonna be spectacular, and I hope you guys all enjoy this food, which has been defrosting out here for like 6 hours.
Right.
This special episode. It's coming back after a long time off. One of the last episodes was literally cooking me. Hopefully that never happens again.
You can join our live chat, by the way, if you're watching this stream live in the chat section. It can't go any worse than what we've just had so far, can it? Send us messages. Start your message with Force 13. We'll accept questions and answers. We are also counting down to the end of hurricane season. Hurrah, at last, in 41 minutes. Strat, over to you.
Yeah, well, right now we're just getting some olive oil in the pan real quick to prevent some extra sticking, but it is a pretty fatty food, so we'll have a lot of its own stuff coming off to keep us from like flooding it. I have to close the olive oil thing. Now my hands all
increase your audio a bit.
Yeah, it's an experience for us. See, we gotta get the olive oil across the pan very quick, make sure it's not sticking any of the meat, because that makes it just terrible to clean. And it's a pretty simple dish. You just throw the meat on, you just let it cook for a bit, and then
Well,
you
it'd
just
have
throw
to be simple if it's you doing it, Strat.
Hey,
I'm
I've been
sorry.
very
We shouldn't be
flexible.
doing this anymore. We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be digging at Strat.
Nathan, I've made some extremely convoluted meals in the past, like burgers.
I bet it's really nice.
My mom's laughing when I said that in the background, so
Your mom's laughing? Okay, well then.
Yeah. So we put the meat in the pan, and now it's still heating up. But you can see look closely some.
You know, Strat, can I put this in your capable hands for about a couple of minutes whilst I go away from the desk?
Yeah, sure. Anyone else here can give me some advice on what kind of I guess sauces not sauces, seasoning they want on this. What do you guys want?
Oh, seasonings. Well, you gotta put in the salt.
We got a spice rack. Tell me what you're thinking.
Salt. Just salt. Yep, just a ton of salt.
Oh,
Just make it really salty.
the salt's not here
It's
though.
gonna add a lot of salt.
It's all the way,
Oh
it's all the
dear.
way over there.
You don't
Oh,
have any
dear.
salt?
No, I
Oh,
have
you
it.
do have salt.
What
Oh,
is
Strat's gonna give us a
salty.
tour of his kitchen.
Yeah.
No, we're back here. We got the
Strat
salt.
kitchen tour.
We got the salt.
Do it.
Do you have A1 sauce to put on this stuff once you're done?
Yeah, we'll be a little nice and get some extra salt
Nice
on.
kitchen.
What are you making?
Manwich.
What?
It's a very complex
What?
meal. You let this cook, and then you just throw this sauce on it.
Is that it?
Yes,
Is that
that's it.
spam or something?
What is this family recipe?
No, it's
Is
just
that?
called McQuick.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh. I thought that was like a family term for a sandwich or something.
No,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I.
sandwich. And so you hear the sizzle now. We're really cooking. We're really going here. I can't
We're
read the
cooking,
chat.
alright.
What is
Oh, we're
chat saying
cooking.
about these cooking skills right now? I want to hear what they're saying.
Chat is suggesting that you dump all the salt in, that you also dump garlic powder in it. They want garlic powder. They want garlic powder. Chat wants garlic powder.
Garlic powder.
Some garlic powder.
Powder's not
Come
bad.
on.
Best powders around.
Jump her through.
I'll be completely honest with you. Where is it? There it is. We got the garlic powder. This is probably going to be a disaster because I don't know if you're actually supposed to put anything in before the manwich sauce itself.
Well,
This is a disaster.
okay.
You only live once. It's okay.
We have paprika as a suggestion in the strat.
I
Not
don't have
strat the chat.
all during quarantine.
Wow.
What we got? But we're cooking up. Oh,
Strat, some people are suggesting that you put yourself into the concoction.
I was seeing that.
I don't think squirrel goes well with beef, personally.
I
will
see.
say that squirrel costume that I did get though, I did wear
brutal.
it. I did try it on for the first time last night for my college friends, just as like a dry run, just in case. And it was unique because what was it? Because the thing is, if we raise $1,000 this weekend for Force for Good, I got to dance in that squirrel suit on live stream. So I tried it on, and then all my actual real life friends laughed at me.
Amazing.
How much did it cost?
Oh yeah.
The actual costume cost $60 worth of Amazon gift.
$60.
$60 for a actual.
Jeez,
Strat
dude.
costume.
Hey, look, Scylla's reimbursed you, Strat. Scylla has reimbursed you.
I can't read the chat. I don't know.
$100 donation.
$100 donation, and it says Strat's cooking deserves this.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
I completely agree.
Wow.
See, people do appreciate. We do appreciate.
Scylla
Strat.
donated two $50 donations earlier tonight.
People pay for me to cook.
Stella, please stop going crazy. That's
We
funny.
appreciate Strat.
I just told my mom that people pay me to cook, and then she said people should pay me not to cook.
Oh,
Wow.
Man. Rough audience.
There's a thing called blackmail.
Have you made this before?
Not this kind. I think she said that because I couldn't find this initially, even though it was like straight in this cabinet as like the first thing. I just didn't open it.
What's the expiration date on it? Is it
I mean,
safe to eat?
I don't know actually.
It's not safe to eat. Come on, it's Strat cooking it. It's not gonna be safe. in the
Mystery
end.
meat.
Oh my
Well,
god.
no, it's just ground beef. This was in the freezer. I had to defrost it.
Yeah.
This is fun. This stuff is that's the good stuff. We're okay there.
Could we just have a chat with Christian for a minute? Christian, I hope you're not too depressed after all that.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Poor Christian. People were rooting
No.
for you in the last round.
You were. I knew general knowledge would have been my strong suit. I'll put it that way.
I figured it would have been, but not quite.
Well, some
Yeah,
watching.
but
Saw you
still,
the
I gave it
ones.
my all.
Yeah.
You said like Johnny Depp like in a split second.
Yeah, because I knew. Funny enough, I don't actually watch Pirates of the Caribbean, but I knew it was Johnny Depp. And then I know Ethan's proud of me for saying Rocket League.
Yes! At least you know Rocket League, come on.
I know
Nice.
Rocket League,
At
yes.
this point, there wasn't a Terraria question in there, like, come on, you gotta ask a question
No,
about
there was no
Terraria.
Terraria.
Terraria is
Comeback
better than
was
Minecraft,
very
you gotta give it that.
strong.
Well, we
That
didn't go
comeback
through the
was
whole
very
list of
strong.
questions.
Oh.
There's still loads more questions that still have yet to be asked.
Well, actually,
What Allen versus Leahy here next tomorrow,
It's
right?
gonna be Allen versus Leahy.
Wow,
Oh,
Leahy,
Leahy.
you ready?
To be fair, you did actually manage to answer 10 of the 12 video game questions.
Yeah,
So-
I thought
wait,
I knew
Was
video
there
games
any
were
questions
on
about
the
Terraria? Was there any
No, there
questions about
weren't.
Terraria?
No, they weren't. Also, what is up with your webcam?
Yeah, no, this is my phone.
Oh,
if I had my webcam, that would
No,
be.
not you, Strat, not you. I meant Ethan, sorry.
Let's take a look at Ethan for a moment.
Ethan's under rainbow.
You can see him on stream.
Oh my goodness,
Christmas
it looks like
lights,
you're ready for...
I've got.
I'm trying to set,
Yeah,
I'm
I've
trying
got.
to get
You're
my
ready
lights
for
to
I've
do
got,
that, and it's not
hurricane
working properly.
So I've got these nice white lights behind me, and I've got these big bulbs that are meant for outside that I just put inside this year, and those change colors every once in a while. And I've got
You know
these lights
what? I'm
over
just gonna
here,
turn-
off to my left
Oh.
here. These are actually on my windows, and they actually face outside, and I can change the pattern on those however I want.
Now,
I've got these
there's-
lights on my
Very
desk that I
useful in
can
35
change colors
minutes.
as
There's
well.
been a
so.
couple of questions about whether Strat will be partnering up with Gordon.
Oh no.
You know,
Absolutely not.
Gordon's
I
actually
forbid it.
RCM'd me on Instagram today.
I
What?
completely forbid it.
Yeah. So he found out about the time I messaged Rafael Nadal on Instagram, and he liked the food that I was making. Gordon sent me a DM, was like, "Hey man, you know, we should open up a restaurant
Oh,
together."
yeah, of
I was
course.
like, you know what, Gordon, that
course.
sounds like an absolutely fantastic
But
idea.
hey,
Completely
if
believable.
if people want Strat to partner with Gordon, then maybe our viewers should send messages on mass. You never know what might happen. Maybe that will happen for charity on our charity stream on Sunday.
NHC
Wow.
just issued
Maybe.
the
I mean,
last
I
TWO.
told
That
them
would be
Nathan
great.
you weren't here when I said this. I actually
doubt.
tried on the squirrel costume last night.
NHC has issued. They say this is the last regularly scheduled tropical weather outlook of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, but 9DL is going to need some more outlooks. It's down to 30-30 though, so odds are it's not going to develop at this point. And yeah, I'm very happy that the 2020 hurricane season is coming to a close.
Yeah,
I
we
think
all-
that I think it's going to be bizarre.
You still got it for the month.
And Thomas, you're sporting a new haircut there.
I just got this yesterday, so yeah. I'm
It looks
rocking the.
pretty swagger.
Thank you, Strat. Your food looks pretty great.
And sorry
mean,
that
it Nathan, what do you think of this meal name?
I mean, it's curious.
It was a childhood favorite, and we're recreating the good memories, man. You know.
And I do apologise for cutting off Ryan earlier. Let's talk a little bit to Ryan. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
There we go.
I wasn't sure if you could hear me or not.
We're a bit
I'm on my
garbled.
phone because I'm in
Yeah.
Florida. Yeah, and,
Oh, of course, you're in Florida right now.
That's something.
Yeah. I can go somewhere else for
Okay,
hurricane
every time the
weekend.
lights
It's,
cycle over to that color, that's gonna be weird.
Yeah, we're struggling a little bit with you, but there you are in Florida. I'm just expecting a fire to start at some point.
Oh.
What?
Just burst.
You'll be happy to know, Ryan, that Chicago got, I think, minor snow accumulations today. So.
Yeah. I feel like everywhere except here. Here it was 73. It was 73.
Wait, I just added. Wait, I don't know.
Surely you knew that you weren't going to get snow in Florida.
You never know.
How do I know?
We got some. We got some snowfall here today, but nothing really big. I mean, it's actually slightly snowing right now. Actually.
Wow. Hey
So,
Ryan,
it snowed this morning here in Missouri.
Wow. Ryan, your signal's so bad that someone's compared it to auto-tune.
Oh.
I'm not using all this.
That is rough. Could be worse.
Tropical weather
It could be. It could be like drive through Devon.
Yo, guys.
Oh, look at that. Strat's pouring it.
Sauce is in.
Wow.
Is this spaghetti basically, or what?
It's sorta.
Let's
I've never
also-
had a manwich before.
I should also say hello to Elliot there as well. We've not spoken to you for a little while on the air, so nice to see you once again.
Great to see you too, Nathan. It's a pleasure to be here as always.
Oh, this might have been too
Absolutely,
much.
this very special week for us, our birthday no less. And this is what Strat's cooking up for our birthday. We feel honoured.
Yeah.
Looks tasty, actually. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, it kinda
I
does.
don't know what manwich is, but that looks pretty good.
That does look good.
I think I used too much sauce on accident. I think that's the problem.
Here's
I
some
think
other,
I should've put a little more meat.
Here's some other comments. We need to
No
put
meat.
the hottest sauce in the world in Strat's mud pie.
Oh, no.
jeez.
So that's just a little temperature of how the viewers are taking it.
Oh, well, I mean, this is like 300 some degrees right now, so it makes sense that they might imagine, you know. You hear the sizzling right now. We're almost done. We're
Yes.
just letting it marinate. I actually have to get out a plate and get some bread and stuff.
Good idea.
Yeah, we gotta
Just
go.
so you know,
You're not going to eat it out of a
Strat.
pan, are you?
I mean, I haven't really eaten much today, so I am kind of peckish. Oh dear. I'll be completely honest. Oh no, we have hot dog rolls instead of bread roll. Oh no.
Other people wanting to talk about the Caribbean system as well. Models have been off that recently, but there's always that outside chance that it could form in a few days and be a very short-lived system.
There's currently some thunderstorm activity right now where the models are hinting at it forming.
Ah.
there are still a few ensembles that form it,
Yes,
at least
yes.
on the GDFS, so I'm not counting it out yet.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I don't
I
think
prefer
fully,
don't
but
get to count though, just because all the YouTube people will finally have an emoji that they can actually use, and that's not okay.
I'm surprised NHC hasn't marked it yet.
yeah, it is a bit of a surprise that.
If it were to develop, it would do so in about 2 to 3 days, I think.
They're probably so tired of the season, they don't even care.
Yeah,
Here's our
perhaps, but I'd give it like 10% right now.
And
if you want the
another
truth.
question, what is our message to haters? Well, I guess they don't have to watch.
Be gone.
Subscribe to Strat.
Sometimes
No,
I feel
no,
like
okay,
there's
well,
I do feel like there's a culture sometimes where people almost enjoy being offended by things, but there we go. I don't know how weather can be offensive, but there you have it.
Well, hey, we got one of the best communities around. If someone doesn't think they're cool with it, just try talking to the community for a bit. They're all great people. We
Like
cook a
in any
great-
community,
it's
there's
very
going to
positive.
be from time to time a little flashpoint or two. Hey, happens in every community out there.
Just for those in chat, I would strongly discourage using vulgar language because it will result in a timeout.
Nightbot is furious.
But by the way, I should point out our Discord server is, I think it's quite a nice place.
Well, which one?
The main one. Well, yes, we have got our gaming server as well. That's a whole different
Yes.
ballpark. Like it's not bad, but
Yes,
it's completely different than the main server.
That's true. Hey, the main server is definitely one of the largest weather servers out there. You got like about 1,500 some people in it right now.
There are 1,500 people in there in the Force 13 main server. If you do want to join it and communicate with
Me.
everyone there, and Christian indeed, yes, Christian as well, he's there. You
People
can...
in the chit chat channel are going absolutely crazy over my atrocious game
Oh,
show
well,
performance.
you can at least congratulate him on his final
I
round
can.
performance. So if you want to do that, you can join the Discord server, discord.gg/force13.
You can also congratulate Alan as well.
Yes.
Who really does deserve it, I will say.
think we're about done. I think is the key word. I don't actually know 100%, so it's kind of a bit of a
Nelson, one of our own members, Nelson and moderator in this chat, just said that he feeds his dog more appetizing meals.
Hey, this is a great chocolate.
Oh dear.
I'm supposed to yuck this yum. He's got some issues.
Speaking of Nelson, here he is.
Oh, is he? Hi,
Hey!
Nelson.
Oh wow.
Nelson, were you yucking my yum real quick?
Yucking my
Brad,
yum.
you didn't
I've
know the
never-
difference between an avocado and celery 4 days ago. Are you sure you didn't put canned dog food in there?
This guacamole and celery, Nelson. There's a
I'm
difference.
taking this thing off. There we go.
Look at this. That's
Mm.
that's our
That looks
deluxe-
appetizing.
That looks like what comes out of the back of my dog when he's sick.
Oh.
Enjoy your dinner, Strat.
And everyone else who's watching, Nelson. Other comments. It's 6:35. We need to put on a countdown. We've been trying to do that for a while, but okay. We might have a countdown, but it starts, and I'll have to like seek through it almost. I suppose it's like it's a 3-hour countdown, but then I have to seek through it so that it gets to however many minutes we've got left, and hopefully we get the seconds right as well. So I'll try and get on that.
Looks like you've got just under 25 minutes.
Thank you.
So it's basically
24.
one of those compilations. Play like on like the right meme song at like New Year's. You just gotta time it right.
Well, it's a bit different to that, but never mind. Well, no. Oh, there it is. So it's not 2 hours, 58 minutes. Let's just seek through. That's what I mean by seeking through. Okay, so we are currently at... what time?
23:36. So you've got about 23-ish minutes.
23 minutes and 20 seconds. So try and fix that. No,
23
too much.
minutes and 15 seconds. 14.
I can't... I'm struggling with that. Anyway, we'll put
So-
that in a more interesting place. Like that, I suppose.
There we go. 23 minutes exactly now.
Oh. Ah. No, didn't work.
Oh.
Tell me when it's 22 minutes and 40 seconds, because I can hold it there till it's...
Well, you've got
Oh, no, it's
23,
missed.
37, 14, 15, 16,
Yes.
17, 18, 19, now.
Go. There it goes. We got it. We got it. Although,
Well, that's according to my Windows 10.
although actually my clock is 2.5
according to my Windows 10
seconds
clock.
faster than yours.
Well, that's my Windows 10 clock. If you want to go
Discord
for my
latency
Apple,
could also be a.
if you want to go for my Apple Watch clock, then that says 23, 37, 42 as of now.
Oh, that's that's
can
what
see-
my clock's saying.
I can see Strat's clock on the oven there too.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, like I said, Apple Watch. Let me see if I can frame this correctly. Oh, if it doesn't want to turn the screen off, it'll passcode me.
People saying that
Oh,
Strat's
dear.
food looks bad. It looks absolutely disgusting. Eat it, Strat. It's poisoned. A lot of hate going out for Strat.
Oh, poor Strat.
Come on, guys.
Someone's
We
saying
need
nuclear waste.
we need more positive comments.
I will eat it.
I hope guys aren't this bad on our charity stream. I really hope not.
You know, I mean, Strat.
Don't worry, it's not from Chernobyl. Great.
Oh my god. Strat. See that's like something that if it doesn't have the style points, but you can tell just by looking at it that it's gonna taste pretty good.
Yes. It
Like
could
I'm not
be.
gonna lie. I mean,
Oh look.
the bread.
Who's that?
Doggy.
Who's
Doggy?
We got the 4.
That was Isaac.
Wait, where?
Yes, I know that was
Where's
Isaac,
the
but
dog? Where was the dog? I missed the
let's
dog.
see the
I
dog,
was-
Strat.
How old is the dog? What's the name? Where is it located?
Oh my god.
What's the Carfax?
Doggy.
People saying it looks like a health hazard. It doesn't look
It
that
probably
bad.
is, to be honest.
You're
My
admitting
parents
it.
just brought me dinner as well,
What is that
so
drink? What is that drink?
That's Coke. That's fine.
Oh, that poor
Oh, that's
Jade's
just regular
plant on
Coke?
there.
So it's
Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
it's not this.
It's time, guys. We're taste testing.
Here we go.
Here we go. Go on, Strat.
Strat's Force 13 9th birthday meal.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. As long
How's
as
the
it's
garlic
good.
powder?
I can't really taste it. It just tastes like manwich to me, man. See?
Sorry,
What
I
about
can't
the
relate.
salt?
Is this another
probably, like,
first? Hold on a minute. Is this the first time we've ever had people eating on our stream?
Huh.
Well, there was a tango spilled once, and I did spill a soda bottle once myself, so I don't
That's
know.
a spillage, not consumption.
Village, that's not consumption.
Yeah.
the floor consumed it.
I mean, at the same time, oh, what could I
Consumed.
what could I consume on? Oh yes,
Right,
I
I just think there's
I
so
can
much-
consume these on stream if you'd like.
Oh.
Mm.
Or
I just think there's
Oh
My
my
parents brought me
in the main
this.
sauce that will be added.
So, Strat, are we
Next
sure
in-
it's not poison? People want to know.
Yeah, it's not poison.
I'm seeing a
actually
comment
almost
saying
poison, folks.
you forgot the cinnamon.
If we hear a thud, then we'll know for sure.
Alright, please. Turn off my camera, take my room, and get back to the computer very quickly.
What?
Next thing I know, we're gonna have
Going back to the
ASMR with
computer.
Strat.
with his dinner.
He'll be eating dinner. Elliot, you
couldn't he just eat at the
You
table?
said you had some dinner?
Yeah, my parents just brought me some beef with broccoli.
That looks pretty sweet.
It does.
So we apologise if we're making everyone hungry out there.
Well, my dinner should be coming in relatively soon, so we have that fun as well.
And just time for the Atlantic hurricane season ending.
Yay!
Which we're so happy about, even though
Oh
it may
please,
not mean that
I
it's
wouldn't
absolutely.
consider it really over until December 31st.
Yes, yes. And it is, I don't know, at this point, the fact that it's officially finished, it's not necessarily really, is it?
Nope.
When you look
It's
at everything
never
else
over.
that could happen, especially
No.
when
Yeah.
you compare this year to 2005.
Oh yeah.
Which we may as well.
I mean, I'm just wondering if
window
anyone
top
has anyone in streams noticed. Oh, who's this idiot, and why is his lights changing color?
That is the idiot that lost episode 1 of Eye of the Storm.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, he's not. Christian's a good guy. They're all good guys. Look at them. But
Yeah.
Christian, could you explain that first round?
Let me just say, hurricanes are not my strong suit.
And
General
actually,
knowledge.
guess the storm. You got no points.
Guess the storm. I got nothing. Round 1, I got 10 points.
10 points.
One question correct. General knowledge. I think that
You did
was. I
well.
don't know. Video games. You said 10 of 12.
I asked 10 of 12
Yeah, 10 of
questions. You
12.
didn't get all 10, though.
Oh yes.
Oh god, there's so many pings of me in the Discord server right now. I think
Uh-oh.
they're talking about my cooking.
Oh
At least you
man.
made a great comeback.
Oh no, someone took a picture of my face when I was like, and it's
Oh,
oh
no.
no. Here.
Can we see
Can someone
it?
pull it?
Yes, please.
Oh,
we want
no.
to.
There's gonna be
I
so
need-
many
I need-
memes out of this.
I need someone to pull this up on the stream very quickly.
We
It's this
absolutely
particular
want this.
image. It's going in live discussion.
Okay,
It's that.
I'm on it.
let's see.
Oh, someone else has done it. Okay.
Let me go ahead and
There's
Hold
that
on.
image.
hold on. There it is. There it is.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I was expecting worse.
It's not terrible.
It's not poison, Ryan, dude. It tastes fine. It's not.
Justin? Justin, why are you sideways?
I have no idea.
Fine gravity.
Why is there a caption on the bottom right that says Strawn?
Huh?
I am mighty. That is
I
why.
was briefly in Sideways World for a bit. Sorry about that.
That
Wow.
I didn't. They're saying I didn't. I did spread it very evenly.
Dear.
Like I poured the sauce into the pan, and then we spread the sauce all across.
All right, look, we've got 16 minutes till the end of hurricane season and our sigh of relief. So let's see if we can take some questions from our viewers about absolutely anything. Obviously, during Hurricane Week, we're here for a lot of fun more than anything. I think we're entitled to quite a bit of it after all of what's gone on. There are
Please no hurricane-related questions directed towards me.
Yes,
I'll just say
indeed.
that.
Lots of documentary features as well still to come this week. And
What do people think of that? The first
Strat,
one.
And Strat, well, yes, in a minute, but Strat, tell people about the viewers' top voting as well.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. It's the top link in the description right now. That's up until Friday, I think. And anyone that hasn't voted already can put in their vote for their favorite storms of all time. There's no limit to the amount you can select, but please make sure you're not just selecting every name there.
There's a bit of a limit. I think it's 10
just
per letter.
It's 10 per letter, basically. So don't select everything. But the top 10 storms that are the most voted overall will have will be featured in their own list. So make sure you're voting on those throughout the next couple of days as we get through Hurricane Week, basically.
I can tell you right now that there have been 264 responses.
That's
and
Yes, Nelson's just said something pretty important in the chat. Remember to tag your question with @Force13.
Oh,
It
yes,
lights
I'm
up
sorry.
a nice bright orange.
Oh, now everyone's doing. Oh my god.
I
So,
always
they're
say that,
flooding.
and I forgot this time. Well, there you go, Strat, you got some fan mail.
Wait, I
For
do? What?
Hurricane Yoto, that's a question that came
Oh,
in. What
not
is our
bad.
final numbers? I have it at 169.19. I don't know
We
what you
don't
guys have it at.
Final numbers yet. Has it been reanalyzed?
Well, has it?
Preliminary hasn't even been done by us yet.
Yeah.
Someone said,
Wow.
does someone
done
think another storm will form in December? Well, technically, there is a 30% chance right now, so it's a non-zero.
Actually, what is that chance right now? Let me check the NHC
It
website.
went down to
It's 30-30.
It went down.
I'd
Alright.
say for the entirety of the month of December, it's more likely than not that we'll get one.
Okay.
So, Strat, that voting is in the description, is it?
It's literally the first thing in the description.
Ah, right. So, 265 submissions so far. Let me tell you the ones that have got the most votes so far. I'll read out all the ones that have over 100. Andrew has over 100. Camille, Dorian, Emily, Florence, Goni of this year, Hagibis of last year, Hyan, Harvey, Irma, Katrina, Laura, Mankut, Maria, Michael, all recent ones, Ophelia, Patricia, Rita, Ethan will be happy, Sandy, Tip, Fong Fong, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stick a sticker somewhere.
Wilma,
And I don't know where it is. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
and
Strat, where's your
you
manwich?
I tried to find a sticker and failed.
And
Your mic is, like,
Delta,
way up.
Eta, and Iota all have more than 100 votes each.
Strat, where's your man?
I'll tire one and accidentally spill it all over my keyboard, because that would be a disaster, but I have it here still.
Get out of your chair and like stand up and.
No,
not over your keyboard, of course.
It will spill if I stand to try to do that. Look, it's right here. See?
Oh, I see.
It's there.
Yeah, we're still eating. We're taking our time. I'm a slow eater. Look at me. I'm short, okay?
So
I'm
am I.
5'3".
I don't
I'm
care.
5'3".
I don't know, 5 something, I don't know.
Hey, it's okay, Strat. You can just say
I
you're
like
6
this.
foot -9.
No. No, it is just soul crushing when you are in a live stream doing Jackbox and you say you're short, and then you see all the messages in Discord of everyone that you know is like multiple years younger than you saying how they're taller than you, and you're like,
They were last night, yes.
Yeah, they were.
A bit of a soul crusher.
Okay, let's see. A lot of more questions. How was Alan's performance in Eye of the Storm according to the contributors, the people in this room?
Yeah.
I'd say it was pretty good.
He was rather good.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone will beat him?
I don't know. It's up to Ryan.
Ryan's the next.
Ryan, what do you think?
Really?
Yeah, I will say.
In terms of what Alan did, he did okay. He's not gonna do as well as I'm gonna do. But,
Ooh, how about that?
Fighting spirit.
There you go.
Watch out,
Alan. If
Alan.
you're
Watch out.
still watching the stream, good luck. But
He is
no,
watching the
again,
stream.
yeah.
I think
good luck.
Leahy's gonna do extremely well. I think Leahy's gonna make it to Friday.
Yeah.
Someone I'd love to see on the show if they applied is Cooper. That would be amazing.
He's gonna
came
keep
back
his
just for
spot.
that.
I would say
He's fantastic
Alan
at Guess the
did a
Storm.
Very good
Yeah,
job.
okay.
He was
I
he was
think-
no match.
I think if Ethan is on, which I don't know, I think
I'm not.
Then I
No?
just noticed, I
Okay.
don't think your webcam's showing up on the stream.
Oh,
No.
it is. Nathan's got his own thing there.
There it is. Never mind.
Oh no! Everyone in the Discord chat's now saying how they're taller than me again. Oh.
There we go. Well, Strat, you need to stop, enabling them.
It's you gotta go with the bits occasionally. You just gotta do it.
Okay, what is that?
Why can't you just
Let me
work
just
out? Maybe
copy the link.
you can
now.
grow a few inches that
Oh.
way.
Well, someone said, what is the least favorite storm to track in the North Atlantic this season? That's actually probably a good one.
Alpha.
All of them.
Omar.
Isaias was pretty bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
Omar.
I hate. Oh, that one was. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Alpha was probably the biggest moment of the season because it
Yeah,
just formed right before it was making landfall in Portugal.
Well, yes.
Edward was probably a very interesting one because it had a 0 chance of forming less than 6 hours before it became a tropical depression.
Yikes.
So,
Hey,
And then
More
you also
than
got
0%.
Paulette, which just lasted forever as a remnant, even after dying the second time. And then Ada, of course, literally took a path of the character Ada, like the Greek letter Ada.
More
If you just
questions,
look at
though. Is Goni stronger than Hyan? My answer would be almost.
Not
It's
quite.
definitely up there. It's definitely up
It's
there.
up there, but not quite.
Will there be a
I-
blooper
I-
reel? I think there will. I've no idea what will be in it yet.
Well, let's just say the entire round
The
of the
entire
beginning.
today. Something like that.
The rerun.
Goodness.
The entire guess the storm round that we just had.
Yep.
There's definitely I'm gonna say there's definitely a few of me gonna be in there. I can't say what it's gonna be. You'll have to find out for yourself.
All right.
What I'm curious about is what people thought about the first feature tonight, because there was a that was probably like, I guess, like the cornerstone, and that will be basically the cornerstone of most of the events. I was in an exam during it, so I didn't get to watch it all. I'm gonna have to wait till afterwards. But I was
You
wondering
had
what
an
everyone
exam?
else thought about it. Yeah, I had an exam for the first hour of the thing.
Oh dear.
Commitment strat goes to.
Yeah. Shame you missed it.
What did everyone think about it though? Like in the chat and in the call.
1914 for the win.
I think
Wait, so-
that was a
so
brilliant
you were
troll.
Actually a troll.
you were there for the
It's a
you were there
brilliant
when we
troll for the
failed
number one
the
spot.
game show then.
Part of it, yeah.
Oh, I bet you were
Because
disappointed.
I mean,
I
if
was
you
trying
can't
to
do 2020, you got to do the opposite.
And the thing
True.
is that they're all going to be standalone features that will be published at some point, but that one will be delayed a bit because we're going to have to redo the end because we're going to make it 2020. Although, I think we're under a bit of fire for not including 2017.
Do we not? What?
Did we
Oh
not?
no.
Well, I mean, we're going to be under fire for
Anything.
1914 at
Pretty
number
much
1.
anything.
Well, that's just the
2013
placeholder.
Westpac,
Yeah.
Placeholder? Why?
Look,
What?
look,
1970
you know,
Pacific. Pretty much any other season that wasn't included.
Could have put 1997 Westpac, 2005 Atlantic,
Yeah, some-
2018 East Pac, 1933 Atlantic.
Yeah, someone
Wow.
just asked why wasn't the 2017 included. I think the thing is though, you know, and this is probably the thing I love best about the features this year, is that they're unique enough and the production quality is so absurdly high that they're going to be able to be their own standalone videos at some point. So,
Absurdly
you know, yeah, so eventually, you know, if we need to fix up any of the lists for summers, if we can do that before they're actually like, you know, finally published over like, you know, the winters and stuff. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited to see
Well, I
a
gotta
main
say,
feature for tomorrow.
part 2, part 3. Oh yes, now I should make a little confession here. At the very start of this production tonight, it said that it would be a 12-part feature. That was what we initially had in mind, but it's turned out that the workload and obviously with everything that's happened this year, we've decreased it because the production quality is much better. Actually, really, it's sort of multiple videos in one. Really, I don't think people will be too disappointed to see. I think we're doing 8. Is it 8? But the others will probably come. I think we're doing 7 actually. The others will come later, probably next year.
Yep.
And that is another first for this year as well, Strat. Another first for Force 13, or for me personally, is the first documentary piece made with the new software. And I think it shows. I've been using the same software for 10 years.
Everyone's got to spread new wings and grow eventually. And the year Force 13's had, you know, it's been extraordinary. We're able to do stuff like that, you know. I think it's hard to understate really the amount of, you know, not really shock, but I guess in a way awe of the just the quantity of people reached this year.
And
you know,
also hard to understate how difficult it is to transition to that new software. By the way, you gotta optimize for 10 years, and then you just go straight to another one. It's not easy.
It's like the old tropical weather bulletin took you like 40 minutes to make or something less, and we're still. I think what are you still like 2 hours for the new software, and you have to like narrow that down still.
Not been able to optimize it because we've just not had time to do it.
I
Storm
can
is
see
quite
a
a bit
lot of
different from Movie
potential
Plus.
coming out of that.
Yeah, I mean, Movie Plus is honestly such an old software. The fact that it even had the general quality on it in the first place to where it was is kind of insane.
Yeah.
You know, that's really
yeah.
mastering like every single piece of information you can take from that software to the best.
So at this point, I'm pretty much here at this station working on a hybrid now. I'm working on both of them. For instance, the Guess the Storm section and the countdown clocks earlier on, that was made with Movie Plus. But the documentary pieces were fully made with the new software one, Hit Film Pro now.
Yes, Hit Film Pro.
Yeah, and I mean, what a way really to end the hurricane season, I guess. Like under 4 minutes away, growing on to new things, really.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah.
afraid that I've got nothing special to show you when the hurricane season ends. It's just going to tick to 0 and then nothing.
An explosion.
No
Hey, just wait.
explosion.
Nathan, do you have any fireworks?
No explosion, no fireworks, no 2020 Atlantic hurricane season animation, nothing.
Team
I'm gonna go out.
No team hypo, nothing.
No.
at all.
I'm gonna see if we have fireworks real quick. Give me a second.
We've got
No team
nothing
hypo.
this time.
No Team Hypo.
No team hypo.
I killed that last year.
Thomas,
I murdered
I
it.
really
I
angered
slaughtered
the
it. It's gone.
You got nothing.
Thomas, what did
I'm
you
sorry.
do?
You saw the video last year.
Shall we just play that
Team
again?
Hypo.
Absolutely. Isn't that just
Shall we
brilliant?
just play that again when we get to the...
Yes. Let's do it.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
you want us to play it again?
Oh no.
Yes.
Replay.
Oh dear.
Let's do it again.
Oh dear.
Of course, when we reach the 0 minute, of course. Strap.
I got something for us. I got sparklers.
You've got an.
Oh, you got
actual-
sparklers.
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go outside to use these safely. but we
Nathan,
got
check a little
sparklers.
message I sent you.
I can't. Strat's
Wait,
going
oh.
outside with sparklers to commemorate the end of hurricane season. He's gone mad.
Wait, how do I turn these on?
Pyrotechnics.
Wait,
how do
how do
I
these
turn
work?
these on?
Oh, no.
Wait, do I need a match? How does this work? Where are the
I'm pretty sure
instructions?
you need either a lighter or a match.
It says
strap.
use under
That's
adult
fireworks.
supervision. I am an adult. It's okay.
Are you
They
sure?
don't self-light.
Yeah.
You've got 2
You don't
minutes.
even know
Strat.
how to use
Strap-
sparklers.
do I totally
You
turn
don't
them on?
even know how to use sparklers. Come
I
on.
think I need a match, right? I need a match. Someone just answer the question. Do I need a match?
You either need a match or a lighter.
Okay, we're using a match because I don't know where the heck a
Something
lighter
that
is.
has a flame, Strat, for goodness sake.
Okay, here are the things. I'll see you guys in just a second.
All right.
Bring
Oh,
your
you
hand-
don't
need even
bring
lighting.
your
We're
phone
just
with you.
leaving. There's Strat's room, by the way, untidy as usual.
Oh dear.
Oh,
It's, well,
my.
it's better than my room. I'll put it that way.
I don't know. I'll let you decide on that one.
Looking
what-
behind
what-
here, the mess. Absolutely. It's not. I mean, it's not like I have this literally
Where
just
is it?
sits on my bed whilst I'm using the chair. These are the Maricote Live Home Circuit gates, by the way. And,
You guys
Um,
remember Hank
Yeah.
in 2019?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh
going
dude.
out away
The
now.
storm.
Hank 2019, yeah. The 2019 Team Hypo Hank.
Oh,
Formed near
God.
Greenland. Yes, that one.
I've just been
Yes.
DM'd on Discord. I'll have to.
Yes, Christian, you're making friends. 45 seconds until the end of Atlantic
Okay,
hurricane
we're
season.
outside, we have the sparklers, have the lighter, ready
Oh,
to go.
Strat's gonna go so happy. Strat's so happy that the season's
Oh,
coming. Well, we
yes.
are
Oh,
all
I can't
happy.
wait for
We
this.
are.
Oh,
Yes.
actually,
Yes.
I've got an idea. We could watch Army's Team Hypo. Except
It's
that's
not
not
a team hypo,
That-
but it
that's
is a
an-
hypo.
That is a hypo. There's not a team
Wait,
hypo.
are you-
though.
Are
No,
you
thank
just like only one of these at a time, or
That's
all of
not
them
a
at
team hypo. Person who DMs me. But yeah,
15
we could do that.
seconds.
Wait, do we light all of them at once or just one? I don't know how
No,
it's
just
supposed
one
to
at a
work.
time, Strat.
Just
9,
one.
But I
8,
that.
7,
I'm holding all of them.
6,
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ba-dum. The
Happy
end
New
of
Year.
Atlantic
Happy New
hurricane.
Hey. Also,
The
it is now
season's
December.
over.
The season is
Oh,
over.
thank
Strat,
goodness
what
for
is your
that.
webcam? I can't see it. Oh god.
Oh, wow.
You don't like. You don't like.
He really
No.
got and did it.
Yay!
He's done it. It's sparkling.
Did you light them all at once?
Oh, I don't know. I think I did. That was a mistake.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Hashtag
Oh,
save
it's alright.
strat.
As long as you hold all of them, it should be fine.
Hold all of them, yeah.
It's okay.
Oh no.
You lit all of them at once. You're only supposed to do one at a time.
Let's go.
You're gonna freak everybody out.
Oh,
You
there
should
we
have
go.
looked at
There
the
we go.
instructions
They didn't last long.
beforehand.
Strat.
No,
You're supposed to light them one at a time, otherwise it's all over so quickly.
Yeah, it didn't last long at
Here,
all.
Christian,
I can't believe,
dear.
I cannot believe you do not know how to use a sparkler.
Christian, it's been a while. I can set off regular fireworks. This is a whole nother level of like pyromania stuff.
It used to light
Whole nother level of putting a flame on one stick at a time.
Well, I tried putting it on one stick, and then the stick lit the other stick, which lit all the other sticks.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Incredible.
Maybe
That's
you
gotta
have
go
a
into
second
blooper
hand for a reason.
Well, I was holding the phone with the other hand.
Oh, right.
So
It looked
good
pretty
point. You
cool,
couldn't
though,
have
right?
got someone else to hold the
I
phone
will
for you?
admit, that did look cool.
I did look
Wait,
pretty cool.
Yeah, it looked
I
pretty
got a
cool.
favorite. Wait, I have to throw these out like.
Be back. I gotta get dinner.
No, they're still warm. Wait for them to cool down. You'll set the bin on fire otherwise.
I'll just leave them there for a little bit. I'll come back.
Can we trust Strat with anything?
No, I left them outside. I'll
No,
get
we
them
can
later.
never trust him with anything.
I'm getting pretty scared about Strat and just is he allowed to go places on his own?
I'm allowed to go
Hardly.
places on my own. My mom can confirm this, right, Mom?
Can we get Mom on the line? Mom?
Oh no.
Oh God.
Oh.
What do you want to ask my mom real quick? She said I can go in between states on my own. What,
Is she
what do you
there?
need to know? Yeah, she's here.
Strat's mom, Strat
Oh,
just
no.
lit the whole packet of sparklers all at the same time because he doesn't know how to use them. Can Strat be trusted to do anything on his own?
Yes, he can absolutely be trusted.
You know, I don't know if this is a thing. I know, we have spousal immunity and everything, but I'm going to make up a new thing called parental immunity, and I'm not required to disclose anything that may be damaging to my son.
Well, you see what happened? I lit one, and then was holding them all in the same hand. They all lit each other
I
on
know
fire.
that's code for Strat.
They all lit you. Lit one of them. They all lit each other.
You should just let
The thing is,
and that you didn't see him try to open the can with the can opener. You should ask Strat to demonstrate his can opening ability.
I'm very good at those
Oh,
now.
let's
I'm very
do
good
it.
at those.
Let's do it.
Well, I don't have a can to open though.
Oh. Why not?
Next
You
time.
got plenty-
It'll
Okay,
be
we'll do it
next
next time.
I'm gonna open the can on camera too.
I don't know what we're
Don't
doing
take
anymore.
plausible deniability or like platform for supporting your son though. Oh God.
How did this go from cooking with Strat to this?
Well,
It's
it's
the
'cause I
end of the
almost set
world,
my-
isn't it?
Isaac.
oh dear.
What's Strat?
I almost set myself on fire. That's why.
That is true.
True, yeah.
Set yourself on
You
fire.
lit the whole pack of
Oh,
At least did it in style with that Force 13 hoodie. It looks like, right?
Now
Is that a Force 13 hoodie?
well, at least that didn't
Who's got the
happen.
hoodie?
He,
Don't think so.
that would have been a real disaster
So,
if he cooked
it's
himself.
3 minutes since the Atlantic hurricane season ended, and we're very happy about that.
Hooray!
So now I guess we can run into, well, just general discussion for this hour, really, with a little bit of emphasis on discussing what happened in the months January and February of this year, which we do this at the end of every year, and then tomorrow we'll be doing March and April, then May and June, etc. So can
I don't
anyone
think we did
remember
them in
that far back?
2019.
Can anyone remember that
Hold
far
on one
back
second.
to
One second.
anything happening in January and
Cyclone
February?
Harold.
Because I can't.
Harold.
The
That was
first-
April. That was April,
the
never
first
mind.
storm- The first storm that formed in 2020 was Blake.
Blake.
It wasn't this year that we almost had a January storm in the Eastern Pacific, right? That was last year.
I don't remember what
That was this year, wasn't it?
Was it? We almost had.
And
We
it was
almost
from
had a January
2019.
tropical storm in the Eastern Pacific. That was
Yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
was this year. That's right.
I think
I
it was
barely
last
remember
year,
that.
actually,
Yeah,
where we had that infest in January.
And we had that thing in April.
that's right. It's in the what might have been. Oops. Anyway, moving on.
All right, back to this year.
Then we had, after Blake, we had Cyclone Claudia.
Huh.
Claudia was interesting. I remember back then it was supposed to become a tropical storm off the
north end of Australia in it, but it ultimately failed to do so. So there's that.
I'm trying to cheat and just go through all the videos published in that time period to see what formed.
Now, Claudia, if people saw the very beginning of our pre-show earlier this evening, is the first storm name I ever narrated for on Force 13 nearly 8 years ago now.
It was a long time ago.
I know.
Oh, there was also Damien. Was Damien this year in like February?
Oh yeah, Damien was actually the first storm I did live coverage for, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, Damien made landfall as a hurricane equivalent storm in Australia, if I'm not mistaken, in early February.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really cool to see it. Well, not really cool, but really interesting to see it go over the radar site there, and to see it like right on top over the radar site and get kind of like a 360 view of it on radar. It was really cool before it went down.
Yeah, and there was also Uesi, right, which made landfall or went near New Caledonia too.
There's Damien. Wow,
There's
that
near
feels
landfall.
like many moons ago now. And the team covered that one at landfall.
Yeah.
I know I personally did 2 storm updates in the span of like 4 hours in that storm.
Wow.
It's a long, long time ago.
Actually,
It's like
that's
Star
how-
Wars almost. The
It's
nostalgia
incredible,
feel.
isn't it?
The thing is, this was way before I joined you lot, so yeah, I've not got a lot to say
We
during
had
this.
that thing that would never die in the Southwest Indian Ocean, Francisco.
Oh yes.
I mean-
Well.
This is my first.
Oh yes.
And it never did die.
Just wandered on forever.
It's still going on to this date.
Is it?
Yeah, they say it is still going on.
Well, if you really think about it, every piece of the Earth is like still like going on into new things all the time. So like any
Yes,
cloud is always
yes.
part of something.
We know that, Strat.
Be philosophical.
For all we know, the remnants of 10E are still out there
Oh,
somewhere.
for God's sake.
Oh dear.
PTC 10 lives on to another day.
Did you just mention PTC 10? That brings back 2017 memories.
Oh yeah. I mean, the
And,
start of the year though was pretty quiet in terms of powerful storms, other than
It
those
was.
couple right there.
It certainly was
I
a
believe
quiet
we
one.
also had Cyclone Damien,
We've said that.
which was
Esther was another one that was like
was
wandered around
February.
forever.
Let me see if I can find a list.
Tino as well. That imagery there is still Francisco.
Yes, it's still going on.
That dreadful thing.
Yeah, I remember the JTWC didn't even have a TCFA for Francisco when it was nearing Madagascar, and all of a sudden they just surprisingly started reissuing warnings, surprisingly.
And we also had Vicky as well. The first of 2 times it would be named this year.
Yeah. And there was also
Gabakyle in the Southwest Indian Ocean as well.
Yeah, and then Esther too lasted for a while in the Australian basin.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. I must say though, the South Indian Ocean is probably going to be pretty busy in December.
Yeah, I've seen models
hope
hinting
not.
for at least a couple storms. Unfortunately, it's not the end of the year yet. But I'm just trying to see what else was in January, February.
Not a huge amount, really.
There was just a I mean, sometimes they just designate tropical lows, and it's really weird. There's like a TL that hit like the Christmas Islands.
Yeah.
There's
And
Karuni
then like also the
and,
ones that just don't get named all the way.
Oh,
05F.
don't talk about that one. I don't want to talk about South Atlantic
Right.
systems.
Oh,
Was that
That's
named?
fair.
I think the strongest storm at that point in time was Gabakeel, right?
I believe
You're
Claudia was
asking
believe it
one.
was
I
close
don't
to it,
have a
oh,
memory
God.
that goes back that long anymore, I'm afraid.
Gabakyle,
Gabakyle-
interestingly
Gabakyle,
enough,
yeah.
actually has some disagreement from agencies because Mateo France has it as a intense tropical cyclone with winds of 105 miles per hour. That's an hour on the Stafford-Simpson scale, means to be a mid-range category 3, though the JTWC have only given it 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, and I think like the lowest minimum pressure estimate too is 950. So that would, if reanalysis confirms that for some reason, that would beat out Damien to be the strongest storm of the first 2 months of the year in pressure.
That's officially. I think Damien was stronger than Gabakyle, though.
Yeah.
Any other contentious topics in that period?
It's Damien.
Basically, the monthly summaries is just a chance to have big arguments over intensities and all this.
Do we have monthly summaries? Do we have monthly summary articles?
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
Do we have monthly summary articles back then?
What?
No, I don't think we did.
No.
That was like in.
I was gonna say we could use those to nick and debate off of those.
Our web team have grown a lot this year, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Actually,
anyway, we'll come back to more thoughts on that soon, and we'll take your questions. Any old question. Well, obviously make sure it's one that you actually want to ask.
Isaac, what are you screen sharing?
Yes, what is Isaac doing?
It's Nathan looking at Strat the Squirrel.
Oh.
Yep, it is.
Isaac.
It's gone.
Isaac, what is on your computer?
It was on the stream.
Well, I'll give you guys a treat right now.
You're looking at Texas now. Never mind. You're looking at Texas now.
Texas.
It's all better.
This is part of the costume.
Oh no. Oh,
Texas is part of the costume.
This is a head to the costume. If we raise $1,000 for force,
Should I show it again? I'll just show it again. Yeah, there's a.
It's the actual part of that costume.
Just for those who don't
know.
Oh
my god.
Sunday, the 6th of December, we are doing a charity drive. We are going live for 8 hours, doing gaming and fun stuff and Strat stuff. And Strat will dress up as
Rocket
a
League.
squirrel if
Rocket
it
League.
reaches the $10,000 target. You're doing
Wait,
Rocket League?
10,000? What? 10,000?
One, did I say 1,000?
I want to watch Strat lose the lowest level.
We'd
bot
love
again,
10,000
Rocket
to
League.
help the victims of hurricanes Eta and Iota in Central America. Did we get confirmation today, Strat, that the money is going directly to that cause in particular?
Yeah, we got a phone call earlier today from international relief teams.
We
Covering
just wanted to be-
100% of all contributions that they get from our drive will be going to Hurricane Eta and Iota relief in Central America. You're not going to see, it split between any of the other causes that the organization does. And I mean, they're a great charity otherwise, but the fact that we can, say that and have it specified that, everything specifically that we're raising for our events going to these causes that we know other people that track tropical cyclones will care about. It's a great thing to say.
We wanted to be completely sure about that. So there it is, confirmed at this point. And that is through Tiltify. They take a little bit, though.
They take a tiny bit just for, the administrative structural fees, but, I think
It's a lot
out
less
of...
than others, isn't it?
Yeah, they're one of the lowest ends around. So I think out of everything raised in total, even after, everything in, tax regards and things, it's around, 97% or so on average to 98 goes to the charity. It's in the terms of service and things, but, regardless... through the third-party platform we have to use, they take a very small cut, and we're able to direct as much as we can directly to Hurricane Eta and Iota relief, and that makes me extraordinarily happy and proud to say that we're really going to be able to do stuff like that this upcoming weekend. And I hope everyone here that's stuck around through almost 3 hours of the first day of Hurricane Week is able to stick around for 8 hours this weekend for a lot of fun and games, and I'm pretty sure we'll have to schedule out for that soon. And, that's a stream that won't really be, I guess, as niche of a topic as tropical cyclone tracking. So if you know some friends that are looking to help out good causes at this time of year, feel free to share it with them.
Oh, hey.
We'll be sure to entertain them as well.
I have to make a very important distinction, though, for everyone who is considering that. Now, I know a lot of people have donated through here tonight, even though it isn't our actual donation drive, because that's all done through Tiltify, which you can find comments on or whatever. People have sent in $254 during this stream. I'm very pleased to just put all of that into the drive afterwards. So we'll get going on that.
Man, our race. If you do that, we already got to do Bean Boozled. Oh my god!
I've already done the Bean Boozled challenge, and I can assure you, it is not nice.
Oh god!
dear.
I mean, if you forward exactly all that, oh god, that's already 254 right there. That's the Bean Boozled. We're already more than halfway to someone getting ice bucketed live.
But just to reiterate, just because it may not have been clear to some people that this isn't actually the place to do those donations. Obviously, we're not gonna put people at fault on that, so we'll be giving all of that towards the cause on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, and just to clarify, the main donation link isn't open yet, but that will be open in the near future, in all likelihood, a couple days before the actual regular event. So if you're feeling generous, on Friday or Saturday, it'll probably be open at that time.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's see, what else have we got at this point? Let's see if we've got some more comments and questions. Start your message with Force13 all in text. Questions about Connor Campbell wants to know, what rank are you guys in Rocket League? Ethan?
Yes.
What rank are you in Rocket League?
Oh dear. Well, let me pull up my ranking here.
I can tell you what rank I am in Rocket League. 0.
Why
Me
did you hold
too.
up 2
I am
fingers?
also 0 because I don't have
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
I don't have Rocket League either.
I don't.
Well,
Well,
I
I
can
have
tell
it on my.
you-
I have Rocket League on my Nintendo system, but I haven't actually opened up the game.
I can tell you right now, I'm at least.
I mean,
my highest rank at the moment is Champion 3 Division 1, so that's my highest rank right there. And on average, I'm about a mid to low range diamond player, so.
Yeah. Someone asked, how was your day?
2016.
Oh, where is it?
Busy.
Where? It's
It's
right
somewhere.
there.
There it is.
Yeah.
Ah. Here's more stuff. Did Strat hopefully not start a fire?
We fortunately did not start a
Who's
fire,
we?
although it did.
Don't put us into this, Strat.
Okay, I fortunately did not start a fire, although we were sadly a bit close to setting the guardrail alight for a second there when we accidentally lit them all on fire at once. But it was contained and it's okay, and they're cooling off right now, and it's safe.
Don't worry, the situation is under control.
There were a couple other storms in that summary, weren't there? There was Gazelle. Was that in that period?
Wasn't there no, that was the year before, never mind.
Something of the sort.
Yeah.
And then,
Isaac's looking through his raft of imagery there.
Oh, shouldn't we go through...
Ferdinand there as well.
Shouldn't we go through November and December 2019?
Oh, of course Ethan wants to do that.
well, we had
I saw that storm and I didn't want to put it up.
Ethan wants to do that. Ethan, go on then.
Yeah.
I'll just let you do it.
Hey, that was more active. That was more exciting, to be fair.
Well, the first storm in November 2019 was how long? Its intensity is debatable.
I thought Ethan was going to talk about the one that was closest to his heart.
Oh, we'll get onto that later.
Oh, God.
Screw it. We'll just go to it real
Yeah,
quick.
go
Get on.
straight
Gives in.
Oh god.
Fine, I put it up for like 10 seconds.
Now, I remember Cyclone Rita personally is actually a pretty historic storm for me, graphic-wise, because the government of Vanuatu shared my my forecast coming for this storm.
Right, yes. It was a regional government, but still, it was it was public officials.
It's a government.
Shared Ethan's post.
It's true. So, what is your favorite type of bread, by the way? Someone's asking this in the chat. It's not a random question.
That's a strange question. I really don't know. I don't know. If
My favorite personally is like the sweet Hawaiian rolls. It's like the base of my sandwich here right now for the sandwich part. And it's got like a little bit of a sweet tint to it, and it's very wholesome and good. And it goes well with butter. What's your favorite bread, everyone?
I have no idea.
Bread's bread.
Anything that tastes
Wonder
good,
bread,
I don't know.
like wheat bread, like
I
rye
usually
bread.
don't even eat bread.
Do pretzels count?
Yes, say they count.
Oh, pretzels.
In that case, pretzels.
There you go. Everyone likes pretzels as their bread.
People
Alright.
also
Oh, I like
want us
pretzels.
to talk about why Lorenzo isn't a Category 5 again.
Oh,
We've covered
that's
that
going.
several times.
Oh my god, for the
The
97th
weight of
time.
evidence is that it is not a Category 5. And when I say that, as always, I do point out that there is a possibility that it was a Category 5, but the error bar, more than half of the error bar, is on the Category 4 side.
I just went to Category 5 for maybe like 5 seconds.
I would like to say real quick, since we were talking about Rocket League here, I just had a thought.
Mhm.
Not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, Strat and I are planning on hosting Force 13 Sundays playing Rocket League on December the 13th. So
I'm going to be tortured during that, aren't I?
And recently, Rocket League also went free to play, so pick it up if you want to play with us on that day.
Now, we've had a question, I don't know whether it's still too early or not, but questions about what storms we think will be retired from the Atlantic this year.
Laura.
Well, we're
There's
going
a
to have
big
to retire
comment.
from 2 years. Remember, the WMO did not meet this year to retire Atlantic storms for 2019 because of the you-know-what.
So Dorian's going to be gone. That's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's gone.
You know,
Yeah.
you can say with pretty high levels of certainty things like Laura will likely be gone. You get into a bit of a debacle with some of the Greek names because if they retire them right now, the current system is that they retire the name for this year, and then they reuse it in the future if they still have to. So that's going to have to go in, I guess, to whether or not they're going to have to end up changing how they do the naming system.
So they're not
Yeah.
really
You
retired.
use it in the future.
Yeah, they'll say they retire. Like, let's say, for example, Ada or Iota get retired. You'll have Ada 2020s retired, but if Ada's ever used in the future again, it's just Ada again.
That still
It's a
doesn't
really
make sense.
strange thing.
It is dumb.
I think this year is going to test that, that's a thing that they have for the Greek name storms, if they continue doing it or if they change it up a little bit. When they
Well, I
make
mean,
it.
personally, what I go is just don't use that Greek symbol again. That's
Yeah, but then if there's
maybe,
nothing
like,
to retire, then in a couple of years you run out of the whole Greek naming list, and then you got to go to another alphabet.
Yeah, the periodic table.
You could say hypothetically, if you retire every Greek storm that caused some land damage this year, you're out of like 5 of them already. And that sets you back a good amount on the total list of Greek storms. You have a couple more seasons. Then if you had 2 more seasons like this and had 5 retired each time, hypothetically, then the 5th season or the 4th season, you reach this number of named storms, which really shouldn't happen very often, but hypothetically, you'd literally run out of the Greek alphabet, and then they don't know where to go after that right now.
We had a question for the Americans in the room about how was Thanksgiving for you all.
I didn't really do a whole lot of much. Just a regular dinner.
Yeah. If there's any solace to this year, it's that everyone's all of a sudden realized how terrible turkey is, how it's just so dry and bad, and that we should use ham instead in the future. And I hope everyone in the chat agrees, turkey is dry and it's bad, and there's a reason we only have it once a year in the U.S.
A fancy squirrel.
I just realized that this was the 400th anniversary of like the first Thanksgiving or something, or when the Pilgrims landed in Plymouth.
Something of the
That is
sort.
true.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, what do you guys have for Christmas meals then?
Some people have turkey again for Christmas, especially down south over here.
What is wrong with them?
Yeah, that's strange. Like,
I mean,
Why
it's
would
a
you
tradition.
do that twice in a whole year.
I mean,
We generally have ham.
I have turkey for Christmas. I have it once a year, but yeah, I mean, again, I do agree with Strat about the switch over to ham, especially gammon. I'll just throw that out there. Gammon's nice.
It's quite wretched, the turkey itself, typically.
But no, the leg of turkey is actually pretty good. I always have the leg.
Why don't we just have like buffalo wings instead then, or like boneless wings or something? That'd probably be way better. Like, I was actually heartbroken when I went to Sonic with my mom on Saturday, because every time I go up with my college friends in Massachusetts, they market something as buffalo wings, and it's my favorite dish.
Nelson's
and I come
really
down here.
going at you, Strat.
I don't care if he goes
your
at me.
sense of humor is
why
dry
would you
and
want
bad, and we have to hear that more than once a year.
And now he is going to be put in timeout. That's what you get. Oh, get owned.
This is unbelievable.
Did you actually?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He's out of here.
Under our official account, no
Wow.
less.
Wasn't there a time where Force 13 was timed out by Force 13?
How is that possible?
I think there was.
No, it might have been Force 13 US was timed up by Force 13 once. I don't know.
It could have been the US account.
But
Yeah.
as I was saying before, Nelson's rude comments needed to be dealt with. I come down here and I found the same dish that was marketed to me as boneless buffalo wings up in Massachusetts is just called sauced chicken tenders here. So in both cases, it's just their chicken tenders with sauce on them instead, and
Well,
they
then,
sell it as a more expensive dish.
Well, then, can I ask you a question? Have you ever heard of bear claw? At least I think it's called bear claw.
I've heard of White Claw, not Bear Claw.
Oh, well, I saw this on a quiz show over in the UK, and apparently it's a hot dog with 5 sausages.
Oh.
Speaking of regional food, here in Wisconsin, we have something very interesting. For fun, we deep fry cheese, and bread cheese, and deep fry it. And everyone loves it.
What?
Seriously, we do. And it's not crazy.
Oh,
it's basically
God.
mozzarella sticks in mini form.
Deep fried cheese does not actually sound too bad. If I'm being honest.
It's basically just mini mozzarella sticks. It's not strange.
That sounds incredibly unusual.
Ryan wants to give you a strike for abusing moderator powers.
Oh, Nelson's transcended to another account.
That's where?
He said, "I'm still here. Don't worry, Nelson." Man.
Someone wants to ask if I could go to New Zealand. It's not.
Oh.
It's not the first place I think of, honestly. I mean, I'm sure it's nice, but
they have kiwis.
And New Zealand is just like here, but with bigger mountains and upside down.
More sheep.
Don't forget volcanoes.
And volcanoes.
They also have more sheep than people, and that's pretty cool.
Oh dear. Honestly, I reckon
That's the
you should-
perfect
I reckon
place
you
to
should at least
isolate
go to-
yourself.
I reckon you should at least visit Australia once. Totally not coming from a guy who lived there for 4 years.
It's upside down there.
No, you're not doing the David accent on the stream
Oh,
tonight,
dear.
Strat. Get
Oh
out of here.
no! All right.
I hope David's watching and he can just come in here and put him to rights.
So, do you agree that lines are good? Like, what do you mean lines of? Like, lines at amusement parks are terrible.
Lines.
Yeah, so it's like,
good. I have no idea.
So it's like, I don't know what it means. So Giselle hit New Zealand as a Cat 1. Did it, or was it extra tropical at that point?
Probably extra tropical.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah. So will Epsilon go down as one of the most forgettable major hurricanes? Probably not, just because there's been, a lot more forgettable fish storms that reached Cat 3 barely.
Greek letter's not going to be forgotten so easily.
Especially because of the time of year it did it and how it did it. So you'll be more remembered than, say, Gaston of 2017, I think?
16.
Close
I
enough.
take great offence to you getting the year wrong. And
Apologies!
treating Gaston as if it had very little... was worthy of very little respect. It was
Stop
a beautiful
Gaston
storm.
Isaac, what is that
Gaston
cat on the
abuse.
stream?
Huh?
Is that Duncan?
Yeah, it's Duncan. It's Devon's cat.
It's our new mascot.
Our new mascot. Mhm.
Yeah.
Our new
Hey, Duncan.
co-mascot.
What was this about Duncan?
Don't forget about
Yeah,
Gaston.
Duncan. This is Devon's cat. Really cute cat.
So there we go.
Sorry to interrupt real quick, but I think that
Oh, treated the
Leahy's
flash
wanting
by
in.
Blue Shell. Did
Yeah,
Blue
right,
Shell
yeah,
just flash
So I
by
don't know
for
if
1
someone can get
second?
Leahy
Oh,
in
is-
this room.
How do you
That's
get
He's
it?
in the
Snapchat.
green room.
I can.
There we go.
I'll do it.
I do not know how.
I have no idea how that happened. Let's see now. Oh yes, I mean,
What have I missed?
imagine the 2019 Team Hypo season becomes the 2021 Hurricane season.
Oh, that'd be a disaster.
That would be an absolute
That would
I
be
do not even want to imagine.
that would be so disastrous.
Jason literally crossed from the Gulf of Mexico to the coast of Africa. That makes no sense.
And hit as a Cat 4 and peaked at 155 4 times.
What kind
Yes.
of mythology is this
This is
anyway?
And it was upgraded to 160 in post. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
No, my goodness, that season was something to animate, though.
You know what?
let
The
me
2019
tell
Team
you.
Hypo is going to be the Team Hypo that's is going to be the Team
Oh,
Hypo
hey,
for
I'm here
every year
again.
from now on.
There's a comment there about Omar being the most annoying storm of this year.
Oh, it put up a good fight against that wind shear. It really wanted to
think
be named.
It did.
Yeah,
really
Omar
Just
was.
like Paulette too.
Yeah, Paulette was probably more of a nuisance than Omar, just because Omar like faded away after like 2 days or something.
Well,
but Paulette,
I think at one point
Yeah.
Paulette was under like 40, 50 knots of wind shear, and it was just holding it out. It was going through it, and then and then behind it he got Renee. And then behind it he got Renee that like died in like 0 knots of wind shear. So.
Should point out that in about 15 minutes we'll be finishing our chat and we'll be showing you the 2012 West Pacific Typhoon season, and then we'll be calling it a night here. It's been a very fun 3 hours so far.
Oh, yeah, it really has.
it's been a long stream,
full of
Yep.
incidents and destruction.
And
Mainly-
technical.
Mainly in
technical-
Eye of the Storm, complete obliteration of our streaming
Sure.
faculties.
Yeah.
The
will
one
say
day
as
it could go wrong, it went wrong today.
Yeah, I will
don't
say
know
as a
what that
programming note
purpose
that
was.
day 2 will be listed shortly after the stream ends,
Oh,
and
right.
that starts at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, 10 p.m. UTC, 6 a.m. Philippines time. So it's going to start, the stream start time is the same as when the main features were starting in today's stream, that 5 p.m. Eastern time point. Is that a
Yes.
dog?
Yes, it is.
I mean,
But
dog interrupting the programming notes. No courtesy.
I just got to mention as well, though, about the cock-ups earlier. It is, and I reiterate, it is the first time we've done a live game show in 5 years, and there wasn't a rehearsal, really. And then Christian threw me when his microphone wasn't working and Alan wasn't talking, so I thought there was a problem here, and Christian was laughing away silently, even though it was his microphone that was broken.
Yeah, and like I reiterate again, you see this little dongle thing I have. If I take out the audio jack, you won't be able to hear me. So I'm not going to do that.
don't do
but
that.
it was a millimeter out, and apparently that broke the whole thing. Let's
No
learn.
good. Tomorrow will be better.
We hope.
Yeah.
More
Yes,
comments
that's the-
here. Paulette should have hit Morocco. Why? What did
Huh?
Morocco do?
Computer models were showing that at one point, to be fair.
Well,
it would have been interesting.
what's the name of the old channel? You won't find it anymore. Some of the
I remember
extremely
it.
old animations have been uploaded to my personal
The
YouTube
Daily Post,
channel.
I believe it was.
My personal YouTube channel has some of the old videos. Just search up my name. When will
Okay, I'll
we
just-
expect the 2020 hurricane season animation? Well, place your bets. I've no idea.
I
Early
don't know.
January, probably.
2022.
I don't think you'll have a storm form and then last like a whole year, right? At December 31st. If that
Some
did.
people suggesting. Sorry, I'm tired out. Some people suggesting that it's going to be tomorrow. No, it's not. We're going to give at least 5 days lead time. It's not going to be tomorrow.
No, you'll have a build up into it similar to Hurricane Week itself, because I'm sure everyone's gonna be very interested to watch that.
Yeah, we're
And
giving
then
about a
from
5-year lead. 5
5
day lead time. You might as well
Hey,
do
well, I
a
mean,
5 year. It's because I was looking at this comment from Tropical Cyclone 100 saying they remember the old channel. It's been gone for years. It has. And
Hey, well,
People have to look forward to the what might have been.
oh my goodness.
hey, 5 years till the next 2005 animation, so you got that part right.
Could be.
We're clambering for a V6 at that point.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the most forgettable storm of the Atlantic this hurricane season? What was the one that like
I've
barely
forgotten.
formed?
Vicky.
I've forgotten.
Dolly?
Oh yeah, we forgot. We don't know.
I think
Vicky.
it was Kyle.
I think it's Tropical
Probably
Depression
Dolly
10.
or Edward.
You think Kyle?
Kyle just was doing nothing in
Wilfred?
Maine, New England. It basically did nothing.
Hurricane
Well, I mean,
Andrew
10 was also-
says, do the Atlantic animation on January 11th. I can guarantee you it will be sooner than that.
Why?
What if, so someone said in all caps and they just got timed up by the bot right after. What if typhoon hit Russia?
Because
Probably
I gotta
not.
say, the Atlantic season, just to say,
Oh,
alright,
my.
let's narrow this down a bit. The very latest that Atlantic animation is going to come out is January 1st.
Yeah.
Are you,
And
are
it's
you
probably...
sure?
Wait, what if
Hmm?
what if a storm were to
What if we have a
form
storm
in late
crossover
December
into
and go into
2021?
January
It's
of
not going to
21?
happen, is it?
But
no.
But the only thing analogous to this is 2005 and what happened
All right,
then.
if no storms form in the last 5 days of the year, then the animation will be out probably around Christmas.
So I just realized, oh my god, it is December
It
of
is.
possibly the first year.
On the
I don't know.
UTC clock, it's December, yes.
People talk about typhoons hitting Russia and that Russia hits typhoons instead.
What?
I think there's been a typhoon string system to Vladivostok before. That's on the far eastern coast of Russia. I will say, if you're looking for a storm in that region, that's very changed history. The Mongol Empire got defeated by typhoons before, and those are ones in that similar region. So take some research to those.
That's where
Well,
the word
it's close to
kamikaze
Russia. It's
comes
close
from.
to the same geography area as Vladivostok.
It's Japan.
Yeah, but it's geographically close because they pass
but
through.
geographically makes a big difference between 30 and
Yeah, but
40
after
degrees
passing
north
that,
of Japan
after passing
in a way.
that part of after passing that part of Japan, they went near Vladivostok, so it's close enough.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
So I just told Michael Scott that I was in a game show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Scott has been informed.
History repeats
Michael
itself.
Yeah, don't worry. Michael Scott and I are really close friends.
Because I think
not-
Michael lost that game that he fell asleep.
John had to
did
wake
he
him
win?
up.
Oh, I can't remember now. I honestly can't remember. He might have won.
I know.
But at least I didn't fall asleep. At least I did not fall asleep.
Yeah,
that would have been.
That's fair.
Yeah, John Curry had to wake him up.
I had an issue, so
Classic moment.
He got off the set after that.
Yes,
John, get off my
yeah.
set, get
No,
lost.
why the accent, Strat?
Because I'm trying to be good at things.
It's no
Why do I
good.
see it?
It's not going well, but I'm trying.
I was going to say keyword trying.
Hey,
Yeah, it is
why is there a Duncan being broadcast to the group?
Because Duncan.
Here's
Because
a question.
Duncan is a cat.
How much do you want to bet people will still argue that Ada was a Category 5 after the animation? Well, no one knows whether it will be a Category 5 or not in the animation yet, so I guess people will continue to argue no matter what.
I think they'll argue even afterwards, though. Is the point?
What?
I'm willing to bet they will.
My
I
final
would- I would
analysis,
guess,
155,922 is my final analysis of Ada. We'll see if that's
Wolfie
what
says,
everything goes with.
which storm was the most underrated typhoon of the 1994 season? Orchid, Seth, Zelda, or Axel? I doubt many of you know those storms at all.
I really hope that question is not directed at me because I
Seth
suck.
looked
at
very good from the space shuttle. They managed to picture Seth, even in its later stage. Very large storm. So just on that merit, from looking at some nice images, I'd say Seth.
It's fair.
Oh dear.
Adib says, when will we hit 100,000 subs? Well, that's not quite something that we can control.
That's
it's
that's
up to the great general public out there.
It's up to the YouTube algorithm a bit.
If you want to help us hit it sooner, tell all your friends.
Algorithms, it's people, Strat. Come on.
Well,
Those people aren't algorithms.
No, I'm not saying the people are algorithm. I'm saying the more likely it is YouTube recommends something, the more likely it is people subscribe. So, we gotta lean on a little bit. But
Same time.
Reduce them to statistics.
No, okay. I will say for people that are interested, if Force 13 wants to hit 100,000 subscribers in 2021, it needs
Hey, hold on.
80 subscribers a day on average.
I wonder if it will happen on our 10th birthday.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Oh,
that would be pretty epic.
365 days away.
But
You
again,
never know.
I'm really looking forward to that.
again, stream. If you want that to happen sooner, tell all your friends.
Post us on every website you possibly know of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're sounding desperate, Strat.
No, I'm
Put it
sounding
on
completely
every website. People come here if they like it, and I think a lot of people have said good things about our coverage this year, and I can tell you the good news, which is that our our coverage next year is going to be even better, guaranteed.
At the same time, tell all your friends about the idiot who got completely demolished at a game show.
Yeah.
Yes, a bit
I will
like that.
say there's been a really, pronounced shift in, how we've been able to reach people and do new things since mid-July. The first just half of the year.
Because of the streaming service.
Yeah, the automated streaming service, and then, I guess just the level of coverage we've been able to provide, really stood out after that point in the year. The first half of the year was really quiet overall. And then we really picked up the end of the year. Even though 30% of cyclone activity globally happens in the Southern Hemisphere, it tends to be that, the first 6 months of the year are way quieter. And, the late midsummer into the early winter is our, busy point. But something I'm hopeful of is that, these new kind of docu-style things that will be coming on their video formats will keep people entertained even when there isn't really as much storm activity.
Well, there's plenty of stuff that will be coming out. We'll probably be doing at least weekly live streams on Sundays and maybe more. Don't forget the worldwide season animation tends to come out around February.
Oh yeah.
Our World Cyclone Report will come out in the first days of the new year. And then, of course, we've got all the 2020 animations, which will be out in December and January. And then all the What Might Have Beens for 3 basins, because we've caught up on Atlantic, Eastpack, and Westpac. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and then a huge catch-up on all the individual storm animations that still have to be done as well.
Yes, there's still... Well, actually, we're showing...
How many of those do we done?
We're showing 4 of them this week.
God, that's a lot.
Oof.
We're showing... Yeah, during Hurricane Week, we're showing Zeta, Eta, Iota, and Vamco.
That's quite a lot. Oh.
Yeah.
Lost someone.
And then Gatti and Navarre is all that's left,
And that'll
right?
be after Hurricane Week. Yeah, it's so busy.
Well, I think there's more in between those, too, or even before that were missed because we were just covering so many things, so...
Yeah.
It was an insane year because there's other Atlantic things. Epsilon's gonna probably need one. Other things, I guess. It's been an absurd year, to say the least.
Epsilon, I don't know. I mean, it has been a very absurd year. I mean, Epsilon, for a start, that was the first hurricane that I made a video on. That was, I believe, just over a month ago, actually. So even I'm sure. Oh, and there's a Duncan in the. Oh, there was a Duncan in the call. Oh dear.
Time's starting to get a little low. More questions. Do we think Laura would have been a Category 5 if it wasn't for the wind shear?
No. That's really the inhibitor, combined with its land interaction ahead of time. So, it's a mix.
Yeah. Well, so, can I bring attention to my shirt?
Yes. It's a Force 13 t-shirt. That's... So, the game shows this week at the Eye of the Storm. So, Alan's won a sticker. Tomorrow,
Yes,
it's a shirt like the one you're wearing.
Yeah, I'll do this.
The next day, Wednesday's winner gets a pillow. Thursday's winner gets a hoodie. And then on Friday, it's the finale, and the winner of that wins our whole stock, Strat.
Yeah, hey, and I will say anyways too, for people that aren't competing but still want to cop some goods, on the merchandise store this week with the code HW2020 at checkout, you get 10% off your entire purchase. So I know I might be copping some goods for some family members. Some family members might be copping some stuff from me. So I'm hoping to probably get some new stuff for the holiday season.
Hey, this gets a discount.
Full screen right now.
Plug in that merch.
He definitely did.
Did I just finish my tea while you had full screen?
Yes, you were. Yes, you were finishing your tea on the stream. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Where it's 1:45 in the morning and I'm drinking tea. How brutish can I get?
Absolutely.
You have any scones?
No, I do not have it. I'm sorry. Who pronounces it scones? What are you?
How do you
You're
wait?
posh.
Pronounce it?
It's scone. It's scone. It is a scone.
What's scone?
Spoon?
When they're scone, they're scone.
It's a scone.
Wow.
Oh my
What
god.
animation are we?
Have a scone. Have a scone.
But anyway, hey, after that, the Super Cyclone Challenge, all in, is probably what a lot of people are going to be putting in for. Strat, is the link down below to apply for that?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
It's on our community tab, and it's in Discord as well. It's the same
Am
application
I-
to still apply for that, right? Did applications for that part close yet, or are they still open
Yeah,
a little bit longer?
applications for the Super Cyclone Challenge are open until I think it's Friday or even Saturday.
Yeah, so I'll get this really quick, and I'll post this as well in the chat.
Post it in the chat. People need to get on the Super Cyclone Challenge. It's going to be tough to get picked because there's going to be a lot of people. The winner will get a $250 Apple or Amazon gift card on Saturday night. And if we get the second place, that will be... No, hold on. That's
No, you
the
said
wrong
it wrong.
answer.
You
No.
said it 3 times.
What did I say 3 times?
No, Strat sent the link 3 times in a row.
No, sorry, that's the
Yeah.
second prize. The top prize is actually a weather station. The second prize is a $250 Apple Amazon gift card. And then, although there's no guarantee that there's going to be a second, third, or fourth place because of the rules of the game, because people will have to walk away with a score to come second, third, and fourth. It's a bit confusing. If you go on the application, it explains it clearly. But if we get a third place, it's a NOAA weather radio, and fourth place a 3 months Discord Nitro, and fifth place a probably a week's supply of COVID-proof toilet paper, no less. So
yes.
Wait, I thought
The free Gaston plushie.
Wait, what's first place?
So that's the weather station now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
wow.
So weather station first place, weather radio third place.
I'm just making sure. Yeah, because I switched that up at the last minute. I confused myself there.
Well, I mean, you're always going around in circles, and it can get quite confusing.
And we'll show you exactly what kind of weather station a little bit later on. But there we have it.
That sounds
Which
cool.
weather radio is it, Nathan?
We haven't yet chosen it out, but it'll be around the $60 mark.
Okay. Am I gonna have to come on to defend my title?
Yes.
Well, I mean, we've
Yeah, reply.
not we've not put in that clause to say that you're actually defending it.
Defending
Well,
it.
he would be. He would be defending his title as the
I suppose,
Super
but
Cyclone
there's no
Challenge
guarantee
champ.
you'd get on, as you see.
Oh.
I think the thing is the winner of Friday's Eye of the Storm gets their free slot into the Super Cyclone Challenge all in, and then everyone else is just chosen randomly from the submissions that they qualify.
That's right.
So, the people that were randomly chosen that apply to be an Eye of the Storm have that shot to get in for free. So
yeah,
they got that little edge there.
Anyway, hey, we've ran over time a little bit. We've got to finish up here for the night. It's been great to have you on board our shenanigans. It's been at times dreadful, deplorable during the Eye of the Storm game, and it wasn't Christian's fault.
Oh.
It was mine.
I'm sorry, what?
It
Oh,
was
wasn't
the
my fault.
technical
Okay.
issues that were dreadful, and the rest of the stream I think was okay. We're now finishing up with the 2012 Pacific Typhoon season. Any final comments?
Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming out.
Thank you for
Well, it's been a
watching
great
this.
time with our night there,
Strat, they're
Bruce,
not
and
coming out. They're staying
I can't
in.
wait for next year when we celebrate our 10th.
Yeah. Thank you for watching tonight, and make sure that to come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. UTC, 6 a.m. Philippine times, because that's when day 2 starts with another custom feature similar to the historic hurricane seasons part.
Thank you.
Right.
That was our 9th birthday. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Bye-bye.